mermen actually shed Santana cells like how people shed skin cells and hair cells and such. So just by existing, you're putting Santana cells into the air everywhere you go. You're welcome. Aqua ran into a sheriff rather, who had escaped from the moon to hunt down a few fugitives. And his name was Rory Lowe, and he was a sheriff, like the old type from like the moon, so the type that worked for Kev. He had come down to look for fugitives, including Santigold and apparently Sonny and his double, which is Yozan. He attempted to kill them, and then Yozan busted Rory's helmet, exposing him to Santana cells and causing his stand to turn into a demon. Enya broke his neck, Rory's neck, that is, before the demon process was complete. So the stand was eliminated, and so was the user. And that's kind of where we are. Sonny and Yozan agreed to take care of the body and hide it and work with the police department, or at least AQUA, in terms of you guys having to deal with elements of the knife party in the police. They've agreed to give you some assistance with that. And you're kind of in a weird position now where you're, it's a little bit like morally gray there. You know what I mean? Like, Dorbo Corporation is clearly evil, but Sonny is trying to apparently make it less evil. But also, he's hiding bodies for you now, which is, for a cop, questionable. These sort of moral entanglements are likely something that will yield some kind of result in the future. Till then, and for now, you are currently, I would say, like, the Dorbo case is more or less like, unless any one of you wants to pursue charges against them for whatever reason, and you very well could, because they've been involved in quite a few things. Like, that case is pretty much like closed, or at least cold right now. Meaning that, like, in terms of how we used to run, like in the last campaign, it's pretty much the end of the arc, more or less. More or less. Like, doesn't mean that Dorbo Corporation goes away or anything. It just means that, like, now you can focus on other stuff. It seemed to be, like, at least in character, that everyone's sentiment was like, maybe now we should take care of the actual Nazis inside of the police department. Is that still true for all of you? Does that seem to be the direction you guys want to go?
Yes.
Let's do it. Yeah, I think so. I think we're gonna clean up the police force, and then we'll figure out the next thing.
Okay. In that case, let's. Oh, and another thing is Poppy is active again. She is clearly.
She's recruiting.
She is recruiting people, yeah.
And that's not a concern at all.
I mean,
nah.
they're also edible.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, look at that little boat.
Let's roll for the state of Stella Maurice. First, we will roll Dorbo group against the Valentine clan. Oh, fuck. Well, due to recent shakeups in leadership structure and the fact that Dorbo group has been discouraged, maybe necessarily, from working so closely with the Valentine clan, Valentine clan cannot be tied directly to Dorbo group assets going missing throughout the city. They've been just hitting sites with ski masks, and yeah, they have dealt pretty significant damage against the Dorbo group, resulting in them becoming a stronger entity. Dorbo group kind of staying at a +1. I'm sure under the corporate restructure, Sonny is going to have issues dealing with, just in general, the much stronger and very mafia-esque Valentine clan. Let's see what else has happened. Daganites have attempted to forcefully pull recruits out of Poppy's camp, either through threats of intimidation or just simple fucking kidnapping, and have done so. Poppy is not happy with this for obvious reasons, and she doesn't understand why they're being mean to her. or her followers. They're just fans. They've also had significant gains as a result, but I don't think it'd be a good idea to pop them up to a +4 yet. Otherwise, it might be a little bit too difficult for anybody to handle as an entity. Whoa! Jaguar Clan recently has gotten a few more people in on the island, and as a result are becoming a much more fierce entity. Some figure within their ranks has apparently empowered them, given them motivation and hyped them up. The only thing that you as the police would likely know is that it's somebody named Corito. Other than that, it's really nobody's really talking much. You just know that it's likely you would hear that whoever this Corito guy is like maybe one of the top samurai in the Jaguar clan, and he's arrived in Guam. So as a result, Jaguar clan is now sitting at a +3, and they are rocking hard. In fact, just for funsies. Oh fuck! Well, they try to make some attacks against the Valentine clan, but it doesn't work out. In fact, Valentine clan is they're just too dominant. Even we'll just say that some of the Jaguar clan people like got a little bit too high on their own supply with the news that this Corito guy was here and decided that they'd take a swing. And then the Valentine clan just quickly put them down and crushed them. So, and then finally, the Mr. Clan has been successful in subjugating Sidonian anarchists that have been attempting to get the city to switch to the gold and silver standard. So specifically because they have a hoard of it and know that they could buy everything. Mr. Clan has, it was for the most part, like, it was like violent, but not deadly. Also, it was revealed that the gold that the Sidonians were attempting to use as leverage was in fact fool's gold, not true gold. But whenever confronted about this fact, the Sidonians resorted to violence and began to beat people. They have been left with a little bit of a bruised ego, but otherwise have sworn that they will find real gold and then make a sword out of it and then use it to come back and beat you up. And you know what? There actually is one more role. Attempting to clean up the city. The police actually roll against the Dagonite. And win, actually. Wow. Even if they take their +2 from the corruption, the police are actually heavily cracking down on Dagonite influence. In fact, you hear as AQUA that there have been a few we'll call them Twilight mermen remains have been found scattered throughout the city. Only identifiable because they look like monster bits. Most of them has been burned. They are just like so occasionally somebody will just report finding like a jaw that's been like kind of torn off, and it's like a big monster jaw. Yeah, it's getting a little violent out there. However, where we drop you guys in, where we're dropping you in now, is a trial. Oh, also for those of you who weren't here, you now have a Doog, a police Doog. I guess mostly for you, Claudia. You have a police Doog. His name is their name is Polly. Dorbo Corporation gave you that. They can help you to sniff out anomalies in reality. Polly's a good dog, but sometimes Polly's unstable.
We don't know what that means fully yet.
Polly did help us find Jason once.
Oh yeah, they ran into
We said
Jason
hello.
Raleigh.
Yeah.
He was in a church and he told them to come to his paradise of death and murder, and they didn't. They didn't want to go. It was Ice Peak and Blue. Oh well. You guys missed out. Could have been fun. So Polly is unstable. That just mostly means that Polly will spread out and be kind of a non-Euclidean dog for a while. That's all. They're fine.
This is normal.
Is she on the ceiling, on the floor? Where?
Both.
Okay.
Have we figured out what she eats yet?
No, I'd say it's been a few days and you haven't seen this dog eat a single thing. Yeah, it's Blue's day off, we'll say. Blue is just probably taking care of, God, whatever, maybe something Rumor needs, Rumor Rascal. Yeah, shady business. You are currently, as a unit, you've been sent to the Night Moves courthouse. Called as us because it is night court. You were called there specifically because they are dealing with the potential release and hearing of a well-known criminal and troublemaker. This is like somebody maybe none of you are familiar with. You have been requested to be here because this individual in particular is like very violent, I will say, or at least that's what the rumor is about, like who they are. He is a ripped orca man. He's just completely jacked and looks extremely angry at all times. He does not like to wear a shirt. He only wears a pair of pants and is constantly just breathing heavily and looking like he wants to just punch everyone.
Go down other famous rappers?
No, Killer Mike.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh,
There you go. His name's...
nice.
Well, we already have 3 mics now.
I don't care.
Well, I was gonna
Killer
say,
Mike is so good.
I was gonna say, well, yeah, Killer Mike is Run the Jewels, and he's a killer
It's so
whale.
good. Yes.
No, you're right. We don't need more mics.
I'm sorry.
Still make it Mike. Make it Killer something else. Ike. Killer Ike. Oh.
Killer Ike.
Or what? Okay, just combine their names and call him Killer LP.
KLP. Okay, I like it. Killer LP, KLP for short. We'll call him that.
I love it. Now I wish I gave him chains.
Well, I mean, he is getting sentenced, so he probably wouldn't have those
That's
when he gets out.
you right.
Killer LP, KLP, or Kelp if you want to get your ass whooped.
Oh, I like
You
it.
want to know why he's called Killer LP?
Oh,
LP, according to his case record, started out as a just regular humdrum kind of merman living in Stella Maris until an incident where something hit his rage trigger, whatever it was, caused him to become the Hulk that he is today. He used to be sort of normal sized even, and then he just fully embraced being muscular and huge and full of rage. He is also, you come to learn throughout the hearing, the big brother or adoptive father of the Bottlenose boys. He is the gang leader, actually. There was a time in the city where the Bottlenose boys were actually considered to be a significant threat, not because of any of them, but because of KLP would just like declare war on gangs and then go fight them by himself and then claim victory by his gang. Like he'd just say, "It's the Bottlenose boys. We did it." Without KLP, because he had been arrested, we'll say 2 years ago, he finally went to jail for a series of crimes. Because he hasn't been there. You've seen what's happened to the Bottlenose boys without his like presence. Some of them have fallen into addiction, petty crime, that sort of thing. He's gotten out earlier than he should have, because of the sheer cost of imprisoning him is massive. He eats a lot, and he's very violent and breaks everything. So as a cost-cutting measure, they've decided to let him go, quote-unquote, on good behavior. He exhibited no good behavior, of course. Just don't want him there anymore.
Okay.
Now he's the city's problem again.
Just get him out of here real quick.
Yeah. You know, look at that. He is walking with both his feet. That is really an exemplary prisoner. Let's get him out. Let's get him out early. And now this menace is once again poised to return to the streets of Stella Maris. At the trial, the lawyer there's a city. Well, he has his own defense attorney, and there's like the prosecution making sure that all of his crimes are being detailed, so that a judge can very, very easily know that this man should not be out. but it doesn't matter because the judge just decides to let him out anyway. AQUA is also given notice that this guy, like, he has to wear a tracker. So you guys will have a tracker for him at least. And you're specifically meant to be his, like, if he gets into trouble, it'll be considered AQUA's fault, basically. So you can decide how you want to handle Killer LP and keep tabs on him and all that. But just so you know, if you're not checking in on Killer LP from time to time, don't be surprised if a bus has a few holes punched through it, or, you know, that sort of thing. Supply truck just gets knocked over and robbed. Bottlenose boys at whatever crimes they're doing, they're going to be more organized now. They're not quite a faction that warrants like having their own role on the sheet, but they will be a little bit more of a problem, a nuisance. They're not. Killer LP is like, he is violent, but he's not a what you would call a. He's not fatally violent. He's not gonna tear anyone's head off and eat them or anything like that. He's just a general thug. They could be their own faction, but for now, we'll just say that he's just a problem. As he is being escorted out of the courtroom, and it's decided that he will be released under his own recognizance, of course, with the tracker and on parole. So he's on probation, but he's being released pretty much under his own will. He kind of will walk through the court like with these little ass cuffs on him that he could very easily break, and just kind of very hard stare at any AQUA people that are at the court. Stare at them. Real prison yard shit. Do any of you care to do anything about this guy? Like, any response that you might have? You want to shit talk him? Do you want to tell him he's a punk? That sort of thing.
I mean,
challenge him to a fist fight. Go ahead.
the court hearing is over, right?
Yeah, for the most part. Would your character try to speak up for any reason during it?
No, not during it. Do they just like let a person go? Like after they're
Yes. In this case, they are just letting him go. I'll tell you the hard truth about the prison system in general, but also the prison system in Guam. When it comes to handling and holding mermen, it is an extremely expensive proposition. So a lot of times, either they will let them go after a certain point, or they'll just mysteriously die of an illness in prison. Either one, because they're very expensive. They're hard to keep in prison. Imagine trying to put Ice Peak in a jail cell, and you have to feed her blood all the time. You know how expensive that shit would get? And she can just slip out as one eel and just regrow from one eel, I would assume. At some point, maybe just regenerate back into a full person. Trying to keep that from getting out is a nightmare. Or trying to keep Enya in a prison cell. She can just break through walls and shit. Any of you guys are like a nightmare to try to keep in a cell that's meant for people. And they don't have the facilities or the budget. So they just let them go. One way or another. Either out of the jail or off of this fucking mortal coil. Either one. Probably a pretty common occurrence.
So after the court, I'm assuming they're all sitting down like they were watching or they were standing.
Sure, yeah.
Anya's gonna whisper to the group, "We should go talk to him before he leaves." And she'll slip away to go do that.
Yeah, so as Killer LP is being taken out of court, you want to say something to him? Go ahead. What is it? He's just walking. He is mean mugging all of you, of course.
Anya's just gonna approach him, holding a hand up, sort of as a peaceful gesture.
He stares at you and slowly takes your hand. He has a huge mitt. It's like your hand just disappears into his.
Hey, congratulations on getting out. Do you have someplace to go?
Where do you live?
I don't think that was the question.
Well then, no, I guess I don't have anywhere to go. I could go anywhere I please, really. So, maybe somewhere like somebody else's house. If they say I can live there, then I can live there, right? Legally speaking. if they say that I can, then I can. Right?
Look, you can actually stay at a place that I'm sort of in if you'll agree to not bother people.
He's as he's laughing, he casually reaches over and grabs a skinny guy with glasses and a shirt and tie, probably some kind of reporter, and slowly drags him over. Hey, old buddy, what's your name? The guy just says, it's Greg. It's Gregory. Hey, Greg, I haven't seen you in a while. You mind putting me up at your place? This guy is looks like he's about to cry already because KLP's hand is huge. It's bigger than this guy's head easily. This guy is like, yeah, sure, man. You can stay for a couple days. I guess it's just no problem. We're old friends. And then KLP looks over at you, and you. Looks like I won't need your accommodations. You got anything else you want to say to me?
She does stiffen up a little uncomfortably. I've heard that you're in charge of the Bottlenose boys.
That's right.
Your boys have been somewhat getting in trouble. It'd be good if you could keep an eye on them, now that you're back out.
He kind of leans in a little closer when you say his boys are in trouble. You've been arresting my little brothers.
No, but samurai have gotten their hands on them.
Samurai? Monkeys with sticks.
It's fine right now, but look, we're supposed to keep in touch with you, if you know what I mean. You'll be on your best behavior, I hope, right?
What are you gonna do if I'm not? Spank me?
She cocks an eyebrow at him.
I could break you in half, you and the rest of your goons! You can keep up with everything I'm doing anytime. You can hang out and we can eat lo mein. I love lo mein. I like the noodles. They're great. We could just hang out and watch cartoon. Maybe you guys could get in a car and I could pick it up and walk around with it. You could pretend that you're driving, but I'll be carrying it. And then when I get to the fucking ocean, I throw it in. You could sink to the bottom.
That's your idea of a good time, huh?
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun.
She scratches at the side of her face. Well, as long as it's done with friendly intentions, I guess.
What's that guy looking at? He points at John Towner. Are you staring at me? You want to go?
No. Towner's trying to sort of shrink to the back of the group.
He's just his finger is shaking as he's pointing. I see you over there. You've probably been hunting the Bottlenose boys. I know it. I know your kind. I'll get you. Cop or not. They'll give you a 21-gun salute if they can find the pieces. He starts getting bigger as he's getting agitated and exciting himself with violence.
Hey, you just got out. Why don't you go kick back at your friend's place here?
Oh yeah, he grabs Greg again and then just lifts him off of the ground. Come on, Greg, buy me some drinks. Greg just looks back at you with just pleading eyes. Please help me.
I don't think he wants to get a drink.
You can hear popping and cracking sounds as he slowly starts hugging Greg a little closer. What do you mean? Greg here's my good friend.
Listen,
He's gonna get me some drinks, some chow.
just put the nice men down. Okay.
Greg, do you want to be put down? Do you want me to put you down, Greg? Down into the ground, Greg? Greg is visibly crying now. and shaking his head no.
Sir, please just put him down, just nicely, okay? Please.
What are you, my mom? Greg just
No,
wants to hang out.
I do not think so. He looks rather distressed.
Greg, are you in fear of your life? He just slowly pushes his face next to Greg's and keeps leaning in closer and closer. Are you in trouble, Greg? Are you scared? Greg has passed out.
I believe you have, unfortunately completely knocked him unconscious by your antics here. So please put his body down to the ground so we can get into a hospital.
He just drops Greg. Greg just flops to the ground.
Oh, hey, you gotta be a little more gentler with people, you know? And
Oh my god, hold on. He picks up Greg and then
No.
he puts him down again on the ground. That better.
Is he alive?
Yeah, he's alive.
Enya's gonna pick up Greg and go have him sit down on a chair and just deal with him. Hey, wake up. You know, she'll just be doing that for a sec.
He's like muttering to himself, but you can hear him saying, I don't want him to be at my house. I have a cat. It's gonna... No.
What? Wait, so... Oh, you're not friends. Gotcha.
I don't even know that guy.
She's gonna pat him on the shoulder and stand back up. Okay, here, we'll deal with this. And she'll go back over. Look, I spoke to Greg and he's not your friend, so...
Oh, my bad. I guess I mistook him for someone else named Greg that was also a pencil-necked dweeb. That's okay. I can find a Greg on any street corner, in any restaurant or bar. I'll find a Greg.
How about we find you accommodations that won't infringe on anyone else's property rights?
You know what? Little lady, you got a lot of things that you're saying to me, and I don't like them.
I'm
But
just trying to be nice.
as the terms of my parole, I have to stay in a place that you designate. I left that part out. So if you want to put me somewhere, feel free. What did you have in mind? Some kind of, where am I staying? Is it going to be a nice, like, hotel room or what did you have in mind, huh? Like a nice suite or something, right?
Well, if you want to knock some time off a little more, I'll put in a good word for you if you come work at the House of the Rising Sun.
House of the Rising Sun?
Yeah, could use another hand there, actually. You seem pretty strong.
Oh, you want me to work for you at the House of the Rising Sun? Okay, I'll do that. Wow, thanks, officer. This is gonna work out swell. I can't wait to turn a new leaf, stop being violent, stop fucking people up, and just start helping people. Wow, this is gonna be great. I can't wait. Wow, wowie, wow, 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 wowie, wow.
Well, I'm glad that you're excited about it. Here, she's gonna... He doesn't have a Yuzik yet, does he?
No, he doesn't.
She's gonna, like, go scribble the directions down on, like, the back of an index card and just, like, hand it to him.
He glances at it and puts it in his pocket. Yeah, thanks. I'll be sure to go right there.
I'll be meeting up with you shortly, but yeah, make yourself at home.
Oh, yeah, totally will. Well, I'll be seeing all of you later. And hey, all that violent stuff that I was talking about earlier, sorry, I'm just doing it for fun. I'm not really violent or crazy or unhinged or anything. I'm definitely not someone that has anger issues or anything like that. You know, the case has me all wrong. I'm a sweetheart. I promise.
Okay. That's fine. Just get there safely.
Oh, I'll be real extra safe, ma'am. super safe. He just turns around to walk out. Yo, I'll be seeing you there. Oops. And then he like walks, his shoulder brushes the doorway and just fucking knocks it out like completely. The wood and metal just gets like taken out like someone took a hammer to it. My bad. Sorry, Judge. You gotta build bigger doorways, man. Guy like me has trouble getting around. I won't file a complaint this time, Your Honor. But if I see you out in the streets, I'll have a conversation with you about it. Personal, face to face. At night. There's no one else around. Bye. He just like slowly slinks away. Being a huge, massive muscle. The judge is now visibly sweating and, like Greg, seems to be on the verge of tears.
Judge, do you need some
What?
police escorts?
No, I'm fine. What do you think? I'm some kind of punk? You think I'm scared of that? I'll tear him to pieces. I'd like to see him try. The judge is just a normal old guy.
I'm just saying, for your safety, it might be a wise decision to have at least one officer with you.
Detective, I'll be fine. Please. I have security and I own a firearm. I think I can more than handle myself. And I'm not scared either. I don't know why you'd imply that.
You're getting awfully defensive.
He's just quickly gathering up his things. Court is adjourned! Court is adjourned! I gotta get home.
Well, I probably shouldn't get him on construction. She's looking over at the damage to the framework. But he's good with kids, so I'm hoping for good things.
I don't think he's gonna be good with kids. Just a hit.
Yeah, let him babysit your kids.
No.
What are you talking about? The Bottlenose boys follow him, and those guys don't follow anybody.
Yeah, I have a suspicion that they don't follow him out of his great parenting skills.
Well, actually, outside of the courthouse, he is being swarmed by Bottlenose boys. They are swarming him and trying to climb up him. And he does like pick a few of them up to put them on his shoulders. So, but he's just walking around. He's basically swarmed by these like little stout dolphin kids who also have like, they're kind of muscular for children, but they're still little kids. And yeah, he's just kind of laughing and throwing one up into the air. Oh, ho, 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 ho.
Of course, we don't see that part, I guess.
No, you don't, but it's happening at the same time. You're like, he probably isn't good with kids.
Off screen.
Yeah, he is in fact, he would probably come to learn this soon enough. He is the only person they really listen to ever. So otherwise they just cause trouble. I mean, they cause trouble while he's there too. Don't get me wrong. It's just a little more organized trouble.
Oh, that could be bad.
Organized versus chaos trouble.
Yeah, what's your favorite? Well, you know, what's your poison there? You know. There you go. There's a bottlenose boy.
Oh, look at him.
So yeah, you've handled the release of Killer LP. He will be an occasional issue for you. He is extremely antagonistic. So good luck. After the everything's handled and he's been released, you kind of have like your options of what you want to do, where you want to do it, cases that you want to pursue, or issues or matters. I'm assuming you would just go back to your squad room, right?
Yeah.
Like, back at the station. AQUA squad.
Home sweet home.
Home sweet home. Clint is waiting to talk to basically all of you. He drops by from time to time, so it's not that weird.
Oh, hey, Clint. What can we help you with?
He, for once, he's only slightly smiling. It's like a half smile. Normally, he's just fully cheesing all the time. He looks a little bit dour, I would say, a little down. Hey, I heard there was an incident in Midtown with what happened there?
Oh, what did you hear?
Gee, I'm just a guy around the station. I heard there was some kind of fire or explosion, building, bunch of those harmonizer guys in it. What happened?
You know what? Hey, I'm gonna go get a drink. I'll be right back. Enya makes herself scarce.
Kind of watches you go. Huh. He looks at the rest of you. Well, is it like something happened that was like top secret or something? Is it part of an ongoing investigation? I guess you don't have to talk about it with me. I was just curious. I know people down there.
Did we come up with a lie?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I'm trying to remember. I think we were busy just trying to handle the scene. I don't think we sat down and was like, okay, guys, if anybody asks, this is what we know.
Well, an explosive went off and the building started to come down, and we were trying to handle that. So at least that part we should probably just say outright, because that's obvious.
I think this cover story was Dagonite terrorism.
Maybe we can go with that. I don't know.
It depends.
We could just keep it broad and just say there's some kind of explosion. We were nearby, and
Yeah, that's probably the closest we tried to handle to keep the building from coming down.
That's the story you try to give him.
Mm.
He you notice that he usually has his eyes closed, like in the picture. He's just squinting all the time as he smiles. His smile, when you tell him that, completely drops, and he opens his eyes just a little. Is that really what happened?
It's as complicated.
In the background, Enya's like suddenly choking on the water.
Yeah, I mean, we were investigating a couple different leads, so we've a lot of fingers in different pies. So I don't know what we can say and what we can at this time, but there was an incident that occurred down there. But I think most of the harmonizers, I think everybody got out all right. Hopefully they fixed the building. I'm not much of a construction worker, and I don't think the glue that I used is going to last very long.
I don't want to pry too much. I know that I'm not a part of your squad, so it probably just seems like an outsider just poking at you here, but I do know people in Midtown, and there was a rumor about a guy, they said they found a moon man. I guess it was maybe just a false rumor, maybe just one of those things. Those harmonizers, they talk a lot about things that are, I think, fairly, well, I don't want to call them crazy. It's good to have religion of some kind. But in any event, that definitely piqued my interest. And now there was this explosion, and all these rumors apparently came to nothing. It seems a little odd that all of this came up while you guys were dealing with the Dora boat group. I hope you're not getting too wrapped up in anything weird out there.
It's more that weird things seem to come to us.
There were demons involved? Well, one.
Ah, demons. Well, that's good, because I think Doralee should be back on the job pretty soon. She'll be able to help you with that.
Oh, how's she doing? Have you've seen her recently?
Yeah, she loved the gifts she brought back from Japan. It really helped to brighten her spirits. And she was a little hesitant about coming back to work, I won't lie. Something really spooked her bad, which is kind of strange for someone in her line of work with her set of skills. It must have been pretty, well, difficult. Police work can be like that. I'll make sure that she's not, stressing herself out or anything. I feel like it's part of my duty. After all, her and I are friends. And, well, that's all I'll say about it. I'm sure she would rather nobody really focus on, problems that she's having. That's the kind of person she is.
We have met her little friend.
Oh, Joni. Yeah. He just kind of like his face drops even more. She is a handful.
Enya's gonna come back and like offer Clint a drink of water. She's gonna hold the cup out.
I'll take it. Thanks. I, for some reason, found myself suddenly cottonmouth or something. He just quickly drinks down the water. That's better.
Hey, I would steer clear of the House of the Rising Sun for a little bit. I kind of invited Killer LP over. I don't know if
Wait, what?
Yeah, you heard me right.
He's out?
Yes, he is out.
Oh no. That's bad. Oh man. You invited him to stay at a place? Oh.
My office at the House of the Rising Sun.
Look, as a policeman, I feel like I fully have to commit myself to the ideal that every criminal can be reformed. Otherwise, what are we doing? But KLP is, I mean, he's bad news. Really bad.
Okay, yeah, but I guess it would be worth it to get to know him. We have to keep an eye on him anyway, so why not me?
Oof, you're braver than I am, that's for certain. He broke my jaw one time.
Aw.
Why?
I told him that he should stop littering, and he backhanded me. He went to jail, of course, but wow, he just starts rubbing his face. Yeah, it really hurt.
She's gonna start rubbing her own jaw and looking up. Well, it's a lot harder to do that with me by accident, I guess. Look, he's probably just some misguided knucklehead. I don't know his story, you know? Might be something there. I gotta try.
Just don't get yourself anchored down. No, I didn't mean to use a nautical pun to a guy like that, or he could drag you into the undertow. I guess that's another nautical pun. I'm sorry.
She pats her chest with her fist. It's gonna take a lot to get me back to be... Look, I am who I am, and I'm pretty firm in that.
I gotta tell you, I may not like KLP. I find him to be rude, very rude. He did break my jaw. A lot of the guys on the force also really don't like him. Like a lot of them. He has put a lot of cops in the hospital. I'm giving you the heads up on that, because if he messes up, and it's kind of his thing, they may not try to put him in jail again. They might try to do something a little bit more severe, if you know what I'm saying.
Right. We're gonna keep tabs on it, for sure.
Okay. Well, I trust you guys. Even I know, like, whatever weird stuff happened to Mid-Dust probably was nothing. He just waves it off.
Hey, where's Joni, speaking of which?
Oh, she's around. If you are trying to get in touch with her, just give her a ring on her Zeke, I guess.
Yeah, I think I'll do that sometime.
Okay, well, hey, it was nice talking to all y'all. It's good to see you back in action, and don't forget, if anything weird happens and you need someone to talk to, like, I'm always around just trying to help everyone here. So I do not mind, even though I am I can't. He kind of like flexes his fingers. I don't have like cool punchy powers. I can't make like hand blades or electrocute people, or I'm not a cool superhero. But sometimes listening is a kind of superpower, I'd like to think. Yeah.
And puts a hand on his shoulder and just like looks into his eyes. Yeah, Clint. It absolutely is.
Roll your gaze. You, when you look into Clint's eyes, you see the only way to describe it is strength.
Enya's eyes start to glisten a little the longer she looks.
He quickly snaps his eyes shut and goes back to his usual smiling self. Well, I should get going. You guys take care. And don't forget, you can always give me a ring whenever you need anything. I should probably go help stack some papers somewhere, and get one of those background characters in a movie. They pick the papers up, they put them in a pile, they tap them against the desk, they get them in order, they move on to the next pile of papers, and so on and so forth.
Always a busy bee.
Right, of course. And he kind of gives you a kind of little salute and kind of walks off.
Oh, it was nice of him to visit.
We should reduce our touching of humans.
Wait, what'd she
What?
say?
We should reduce our touching of humans.
Oh, she's gonna look at her hand and then like rub it off on her shirt. Yeah, you're right. She looks really guilty. Hey, guys, something I've been meaning to ask. If that really was a space cop or whatever, doesn't that mean that, there might be potential follow-up?
From the moon? Quite definitely.
And on top of that, now we know that Sonny's got some bounty on him, so there might be outsiders coming for that also.
Yes, I believe they want his head.
Yeah, this kind of feels like a lot.
We have not even begun to fight the Dagonites.
That's frustrating, but exactly right.
We have a lot on our plate.
But we're not going to be able to get very far if our home base isn't very...
Secure.
yeah.
Clean.
So, I say we start with some internal house cleaning today.
Sounds good to me.
As you're talking about that, Mikey, you're the observant one. Go ahead and give me a gaze roll to see if you notice something that is small. Yeah, you. Oh wow, you focus
I
in on
see?
this with like laser focus. Sometime after Clint left, outside in the hallway, you see something moving in the dark that is small and it looks angry, but it's just walking around or walking by. It is crab.
Just a crab?
Just a tiny crab. An angry crab.
Oh.
Uh,
I would probably follow it because yeah, it might be a person.
Uh, well, upon watching it and following it, you see it is 100% just a crab, like just a small crab. It seems to be going towards some direction. It looks like to booking. And that's really, yeah, that's about the most you can get out of like where it's going. It's just going toward the booking area. Someone in there is being processed. He looks like not like a normal person, but that's kind of obvious in JoJo. It's some guy wearing what looks like makeshift clothing. Like it's just stuff that it looks like he just um, made out of cloth and leather. He is just kind of getting booked. It seems that he tried to, or they found him sleeping outside, and he got into an altercation with some of the cops. If you can like get that from like the quick kind of scan of whatever it is they're booking him on. It's a very minor charge. Like he didn't actually get violent with anyone. It's just that they caught him, and yeah, he's just being processed. Whoever this person is, when they try to get his address, he just tells them, "Yeah, the island. I live on the island." And then they ask him which one, and he says, "What do you mean which one? The one I live on. Home. I live home. On the island. Home." He kind of like points vaguely into a direction. Home. And he sees the crab. He picks it up. My friend. He kisses the crab. Mwah. He puts the crab into one of his pockets. He gets the finally the fine and ticket, and reaches into a shoulder pouch and takes out a handful of pearls and drops them on the counter. Here. Money. Money. He has to repeat it when the guy looks confused. It's money for crime service. You enjoy. And then he gives the guy a good pat on the shoulder. You enjoy money. Money good. I'm learning money quite good. Money very good. Okay. I am leaving to go home. He points again, just at a wall. Goodbye. And then he gives a nice firm handshake to the cop and just goes to walk out. Mike, you can see this guy's build. He's apparently human. You can give me a gaze roll if you want to determine that for certain.
Yeah, I'll do that because this seems weird and like something a fresh out the water merman might do.
Yeah. So with the 3, you get a good look at this guy's musculature, his like face, his kind of general, his eyes. Nothing shifting, changing, or anything like that. There's nothing that's out of place that says that he isn't human. Now, it's not unusual for a Dagonite to, or a merman, or anyone to have like a very good form that just holds together and doesn't give any tells. This guy in particular, he has a very strange, I'd say almost like statuesque kind of build. Like it's like the ideal anatomy in a lot of ways for a swimmer. Like he's just got that Michael Phelps body pretty much. But there's nothing that betrays anything that he is anything other than human. Although you do hear him as he's walking away talking to the crab. Now, whether or not the crab understands him is that remains to be seen. But the crab isn't pinching him, so that means something, I guess. As he's walking away, he will stop to turn to you, Mikey, and kind of just notices that you're staring at him. And then he'll reach into his pocket and take out a small candy bar and just hold it out to you.
I would take the candy bar. Thank you.
He gives you a pat like kind of on the head. Be good. And he gives you a thumbs up.
You too.
Yes. And then he kind of gets a spring in his step as he walks away, kind of jauntily. It's very, you could tell at that distance, kind of observing him, he's like a weirdly carefree person. Nothing about his mannerisms, the way he talks, says anything about guilt. He just seems to be having a time. Almost like a cartoon character level of being carefree, honestly, but I mean, he's doing okay. Yeah, he has no threatening aura. Yeah. The opposite. He just seems kind of super friendly. He stops actually when he gets far enough and turns around. Hey, friend. He points at you, Mikey. We are friends because we have shared food.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Do you know how to repair a computer?
It would. I guess it would depend on the computer. I know a little bit.
It is a D26 medical box device made by ELO. It is broken. I need to repair it. There are no sustainable tools, no available manuals for me to read.
Wait, hey, well, hang on. You said,
Yeah, Mikey like closes the gap between them and just.
you said you have an old ELO device?
Yes, it is quite old.
What? Where? What? No,
at home.
Moon stuff. That is very out of my depth, but oddly enough, I think I might know some people. I'd have to get back to you. Do you have a Uzik? Or
I do.
oh,
Here, and he Mikey will produce his card,
and he'll go, send me a message or give me a call real quick, and I can add your number.
He slowly pulls a coconut out of his belongings and just holds it there and stares at you for a moment, and then opens it up, and it's a phone inside. And he starts like typing in things. Here is my number.
Oh, I didn't get your name. My card has my name on it. I'm Mikey.
Hello.
I run forensics for AQUA.
Do you prefer Mikey or Michael?
Mikey's fine. All my friends call me Mikey.
Do you have a last name?
De La Cruz is.
Should I call you Mr. De La Cruz?
No, that's way too professional.
Detective De La Cruz. But you do not like professional words, so I will just call you Mikey.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Fair enough. He writes down the name in his coconut Uzik. The box in question is one of my mother's. He's just casually writing down information. I need it to be repaired because it is broken. My other mother is also very sick. She is a monkey. I love her. Do you love your mother?
I don't. We don't really have a mom. Well, no.
Do you want one of my mothers to adopt you so that you have a mother?
No, I think I'm past the adoption age, but that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I'll reach out to my people and see what we can do, and I'll let you know. I don't know how this is gonna go down, but hopefully we can help your mom.
Yes, it is good because she is sparking now, and sometimes there is smoke coming out of her. It is not ideal, and I cannot find anyone to fix this problem. So if you do find someone, I will. What would you like? I can swear a lifetime of service. I can get for you a pearl the size of a basketball. Um, I have been known to find, on occasion, a magic sword, or um, there was one time that I found a wizard, but my mother, the monkey mother, said that I could not keep him and I had to let him go. But for a while, I did have a wizard. It was very valuable.
That that does sound very valuable. So does having ELO technology that's still functioning. I mean, you said she's broke, but obviously we can hopefully fix her. For right now, just consider this a favor. If you, I assume you came into town to find help and you got picked up.
Yes, I also need, he kind of like makes dimension sizes with his hands. I need a box about this big made of metal that has a light inside of it.
Um, okay. Does it? Um, is it for what? What do you need a box with a light for?
It is so that I can sleep.
Oh,
So
okay.
my mother, the box, I sleep with my head inside of my mother. Bah. He kind of motions around his head. And since she is broken, there is no more light. So I cannot sleep very well. As you can see, I am very tired. He kind of like points to just the smallest dark ring under his eye. I have
No,
not been sleeping well.
Oh, I mean, if that's the case, does it need to be metal? I can.
Yes.
Um. Okay. Actually, you know what? This will probably be faster. Just follow me. I'll take you back.
Oh, wonderful. How many pearls will I need to give you for this sleeping box?
No, not everything is transactional.
He's already holding out a pile of just a bunch of pearls in his hand. Are you sure? Do you not want a new car or perhaps a new house?
No, I mean, no, I don't. I can't. Thank you, though.
Okay. People are funny. Money, he holds the pearls up, money is very valuable and powerful. Yet I find these constantly. Sometimes they just give them to me and I say thank you. And he puts the pearls back into his pocket.
Wait, who just gives you pearls?
The oysters.
Oh, okay.
They spit them at me. They say that he raises his fist and shakes. They say, "Get out of here, Kingfisher." And I say, "Ha ha, ha ha." I laugh because in stories I have read that people they laugh when they are doing, things like adventures. They say ha 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 ha. So I say ha 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 ha. But I say it better than that. I say ha 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 ha. You try. He kind of holds a hand out towards you, Mikey.
What, laughing?
Yeah, say ha ha ha. It's a ha 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 ha.
Ha 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 ha.
Oh, that is a very good adventure laugh. Thank you.
No problem.
I guess he would take him back to AQUA,
Sure.
like the AQUA portion of the station there.
I'm gonna say at least one of you has either heard or seen this guy before, but he's almost like a Sasquatch to mermen in particular. Only mermen really like know about him because of where he is, but he's like, there's just rumors, there's always stories about a weird guy who's a human named a Kingfisher who lives on an island and just will fight people that try to come to his island and take over. And even Daganites kind of know about him. He's kind of he holds his own. Yeah, and he's also a really big, kind of weird looking human. I mean, he's not weird looking, but he's tall. He's got, like I said, swimmer body, and the reports are like stuff like he goes like swimming for extended periods of time, way longer than the person should. So I say like maybe could possibly be any one of you, could have even run into him at one point or another. Like, he just kind of swims around on his little island off the coast of Guam. I will do an eeny, meeny, miny, mo thing about this. I'm gonna say counter. You have, well, we'll say, have you fought this guy before? Have you just run into him? Have you just seen him in the distance? What is like a thing where you've run into this Kingfisher fellow? Tauna?
Maybe he
Oh.
went to the bathroom.
Oh, I guess he's kind of probably a little AFK. Fine, we'll go with you, Claudia, since he likes pearls. Why not? Fuck it.
Okay.
Maybe at some point while you were in your hybrid form, this guy might have tried to steal your pearl, or you just saw him swimming around underwater, deep diving, looking for stuff like scavenging. At some point, maybe either before you came to settle in Guam proper, or just while you were out, like swimming and enjoying the waters. Yeah, or that could have been a thing too. Like he just came to the beach asking for beach junk and any pearls, of course, and then went back into the water with like a bunch of stuff that he had on him, like a big bag, way too heavy to carry and swim. But apparently, this guy just does it.
I mean, it sounds about right. Just hanging out with her kids, and then he just shows up asking for pearls.
Yes. In fact, when he sees you, he waves. Oh, hello.
She just looks back and oh, and just fully waves back. What are you doing here?
I was arrested for being homeless.
By who?
The police.
Oh, that's sad.
No, it is fine. I am not sad. He shakes his head.
Hey, who's your friend, Mikey? Claudia?
Oh, he claims to be Kingfisher. Well, I mean, he straight up just says his name is Kingfisher, but he needs help. Let me actually get you your box first, and then I'll kind of fill them in. You can talk to them. I'll be right
Wait.
back.
His box?
I'll be right back. And I head towards the evidence locker.
Kingfisher just like holds up his hands as if he's like at a lecture explaining things. But he goes over his story where he just needs a box because his mother, who is a computer, is currently malfunctioning, and he sleeps with his head inside of the computer box. And now he needs a replacement so they can get a good night's sleep. If it helps, he'll even go to the whiteboard and begin to draw diagrams. His lines are actually quite straight and very articulate in design, but they also just say things like an arrow pointing to a box that says like mom, and then another one that's a monkey, a very good drawing of a monkey, but then it just says other mom.
Huh.
Okay. Wouldn't you get better on with like a 10 light on it, or?
He kind of like looks at you for a moment. No, it must be box.
Oh, this is quite the problem. Hey, why don't we get the chief on the phone real quick?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure box counts as a home either, so that may be where he's running into issues.
You call the chief?
Yeah, and he's gonna put the chief on speaker.
Oh, God. You can hear him kind of sounding a little disturbed.
Hey, chief. Hope I didn't catch you on a bad time.
It's always a bad time. What do you want?
Hey, by any chance, do you think there's any money in AQUA's budget to hire a tech person?
Yeah, probably should.
Great. Can I put the posting out today?
Well, there's an issue.
Oh, what's wrong?
You've always had a tech person. You know that, right?
What?
We have?
Yeah, this is the issue. There is a door in your squad room that goes to their office, but they refuse to meet you, speak with you, or do anything really. At this point, the oversight and well, let's just say it got lost, kind of in the shuffle of things.
Oh.
So, what can we do about that?
Well, you could knock on the door, but don't guarantee that they'll answer.
Okay, well, if they're a tech person and they won't work with us, how are we supposed to handle this?
Not really my problem.
Of course, Chief.
Hey, that's really actually pretty good to know. We already have a tech person. Thanks, Chief.
No problem. One more thing. If you guys run into a weirdo that's just walking around talking about money and where he lives, that guy,
Yeah, we got him right here.
is he really the Kingfisher?
I would believe so.
No, wait, he's homeless. I deal with people that are homeless all the time that claim they're people that they're actually not. So we're not
Oh.
sure.
Yeah, okay, yeah, he's probably just a crazy guy. If we do find the Kingfisher, though, I definitely should arrest him, like the real Kingfisher. Nobody really believes that guy's the Kingfisher, though.
Yeah, he's not. No, he's just a homeless guy. Looks a lot like the pictures.
Okay, well, if you do see the real Kingfisher at some point, which is like asking if you've seen Robin Hood or anything like that, or Zorro or whatever. Yeah, but if you do see that guy though, he should probably go to jail for property damage. Who knows what else? I mean, he's kind of a menace.
Oh,
Right. We'll keep an eye out for him.
Yeah, right. And if you see Santa Claus too, because he's also doing breaking and entering, he just kind of yeah.
okay.
Good one, Chief.
Thanks, Chief.
All right. Yeah, he'll just kind of hang up.
And is gonna like mouth excitedly to Claudia, "What's the real Kingfisher?"
She just gives a small nod.
She just looks really excited. That's so cool. And she's gonna go look for that door somewhere in this office.
I was gonna say Mikey comes back. He has the microwave, with the door, the front door, like pulled off, and he plugs it in, and the light comes on, and he just kind of smiles and nods, and just goes, you can just stick your head in there. Don't press any of the buttons. Obviously, it won't work without the door being closed. But again, it's a radio wave thing. But that's for you, bud.
He takes it and then slowly puts it over his own head, and just like stands there with a microwave on his head.
I mean, we don't have really any kind of pillows. We have some of those like emergency blankets back in the vehicle.
No, this is fine. I appreciate this. He's just standing there. Yes, I think I shall get a good night's sleep with this. Thank you. Are you sure you do not want? He holds out another fistful of pearls. Any repayment?
No, no, thank you though.
Okay. He kind of puts them back into his pocket. Judging by like the pearls, the size, the quality, and like what he was holding out, it's probably like $50,000 just in his hand, something like that. Walking around with that, you can actually hear them rattling around when he's moving.
Oh.
I was gonna say I don't think Mikey knows what he would do with that to offload that kind of pearl money.
Yeah.
Also, he doesn't want it to be misconstrued as a bribe, Because you don't pay cops to help you.
Sure you do.
Like, with taxes, yeah, but like, I don't physically give out fivers to cops when they, drive by me.
Maybe you should.
No, I don't. No.
All right. Do we find this door?
Yes. Give me a gaze roll, difficulty of 3.
Okay.
Oh no, someone else roll.
Nope, it's got to be whoever's looking for it. So is it you or is it Claudia's looking for it? Claudia
Yes.
looking for it?
I guess we're both kind of looking for.
Okay. Kingfisher, once he has his box, and you have his information, will make his way out. Unless there's anyone wants to hold him there for any reason. Oh my god. So Enya, you're like looking around the room, can't really find where it is that this is. Claudia, you laser focus in on a door that has boxes stacked in front of it. These boxes have probably been here for a while. It looks like they just started getting stacked up, and then people just eventually weirdly forgot that there was even a door there.
What's in the boxes?
Just junk, just files, some old equipment that you would use, like extension cords, like a couple discs, some computer hardware, stuff like that. Nothing really important.
Okay, I guess she'll just start unstacking the boxes.
Okay. Once you unstack the boxes, you see there is actually a door, and there is a small placard on it that is a little bit hard to make out. But
Is it dusty?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe just try to clean the dust off to get a better look at what it says.
It says on the outside, Detective October Rust.
Mm. Then I guess she'll just knock and go, Detective October Rust?
The door opens just a crack. If you were to try to look in there, you would it is pitch black.
Detective October Rust, are you in here?
Finally, there comes a reply. Yes.
I guess she'll look to Inya. I mean, this looks like an impressive thing. So it's just like,
Huh? Oh, she's gonna stick her head into the door. Hey, is it alright if we talk?
From the low temperature in the room and the complete pitch black darkness, Enya, this is a 1-for-1 almost of the environment of the abyssal level. It even has similar smells of salts and dead things inside.
Enya takes that in after she finishes saying that, and then suddenly she just like jumps back and slams the door closed, knocking all the boxes over. Nope. And then she'll go get another drink of water.
All right, is anyone brave enough to try and deal with the guy living in a formerly thought to be just supply closet.
Yes, Claudio just slowly open the door and just try to, I guess, force himself to push past the how this feels and just try to go in, I guess.
You bump into something immediately, but it seems to just be something on the ground. It feels like this room is full of things that are just on the ground, but it is pitch black. Even if you were to let the light in from the outside, it cannot pierce the darkness within. But there are two things that you can see, and only two things in the darkness. One is a computer monitor that is just sort of has the lowest red light setting you've ever seen in your life. It's barely on, it's super dim. The other is a pair of eyes. They look like that.
Hi, are you October Rust?
I am. What do you need?
As she'll just probably phone in, and yeah, what do you need October Rust for?
You can just call me Rust, if you prefer.
Claudia just hears Anya on the other side, just kind of like whimpering a little. Sorry, Claudia, I need a moment. And then she'll hang up.
She will wait a long moment. Excuse me, Rust, for a moment. And
It is fine. I have to say, this is a bit unexpected. I have been here for quite some time. I've been waiting for anyone to introduce themselves to me, but nobody had. And so I didn't think it would be right to begin work without being introduced to the team. Maybe you should get them all in here with me. But don't bring any lights. Only darkness. Only the dark. Bring them to me. Bring them all to me.
Why?
You must bring them. Oh. It is because I am a vampire squid, and the light disturbs me quite a bit.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I know that this is a bit unusual, unorthodox. This was the only department where I could really get work, and I didn't want to leave and go out because he can't, you can't see it, but he's motioning. light out there. So I have been living in here. I have had food delivered here as well, but they could not find the door. So I have mostly been having canned meals. They are quite good. There's soups and noodles. And one was a whole roast chicken inside of a can. That one was a little disgusting, actually. But I ate it because calories are important.
What do you like? I mean, I could just bring you some food while we wait for everyone to gather here.
No, anything rotten is fine.
You got it.
Rotten meat, rotten vegetables, rotten debris. I prefer it to be spoiled. Spoiled milk is good. I like spoiled milk. Do you have any?
I will look, and she'll go out and look while telling the team to go meet in Detective Rust's office.
Yes, bring them to me. Is there anyone not willing to go into Detective Rust's room? Other than, I'm guessing Mikey would.
I was going to say, Mikey will stand outside the door and talk to him.
Anya's gonna show up, but she's like muttering some sort of mantra under her breath over and over.
Ice Peak darkens the doorway and says, Nice place you have here.
Thank you. He kind of looks over at the door at Mikey. Why aren't you coming in? Are you being? Don't you think it's a bit rude? Don't you think you should enter?
Yeah, no, it'll be fine. The door won't close on me. And
Detective Cornell, bring him to me.
Who?
No.
No, it's fine. And he's like all of a sudden he's just kind of like, ha. His body is like compressing like thinner and thinner, so it's harder for you guys to like touch him just in case. And he's just like, I can go in.
Detective Cornell, seize him and bring him to me.
I'm grown. You don't stop talking like that. I can go in on my own. It's fine. I'll just and like you see like his sandaled foot is just barely starting to like go closer and closer like to the edge of the shadow. It's just this is from
now seize him.
No, please, it's fine. I can do this. It's fine.
And is gonna
man. And he he takes a step in, and like that's it. He's one step in. Like there's still light coming into the door from the door frame.
For you in particular, because of your nature, this is like being in just Arctic conditions. There's no sun to warm you here. It's cold.
Heavy. Like he's actually like it's kind of cartoony. Like he's actually getting like bigger when he breathes in, and like he kind of like thins out as he exhales, and he's just doing that really fast. And he's just like, I'm fine. It's fine. Nice to meet you, Russ. And he's just like, he's like cold now. Like it sounds like he's shivering.
You have escaped me this time, but one day you will be seized. I should say that as more friendly. We'll get to know each other at some point, probably, and you can come by and we can have small talk and laugh like true coworkers. We could even have coffee. Do you know how I like my coffee?
Oh, I'm gonna guess. Is it black?
Yes. How did you know?
And yes, and like his arms like shake, like his whole arms are shaking, but they're kind of like wobbly. Like he just kind of like gestures towards like the everything darkness encapsulating him, and he just guess.
Wow, you are a good guesser. Yes, I prefer coffee black, ice cold. And if possible, I'd like to drink it from a skull. He holds something up, but you can't.
But do we just hear rustling and just like...
Yeah. Then you hear like something tapping against, sounds like plastic. It's a festive Halloween cup. And I drink it from this.
Do we have any spoiled milk?
Probably not.
I'll go check, and he just leaves. Mikey just goes running. He goes like he leaves like AQUA and goes like to the police, like the actual like the more human police part, and like is digging through their fridge because there's always some kind of like spoiled something in there.
I know that I can be off-putting to some of my fellow mermen because I am from the abyssal level, the depths of which are so pitch black that I feel so comfortably at home in them. Oh, I miss them so much. But there are no good television shows in the abyssal level, and so I ascended to the cursed light. Now I may watch all of the shows that I wish, and I even pay for them.
And his eyes are glazed over.
Okay.
His eyes flit over to you, and yet I have read your file. You are also from this level, and yet you walk in the sun freely. No discomfort. I envy you.
She starts nervously looking away.
Perhaps you would be more comfortable in here. We may drink ice-cold black coffee together. Friend and co-worker. Why do you recoil from my offers of friendship?
Uh,
You, you do come off a little creepy.
Detective Cornell sees her. Bring her to me.
I don't. I can't do that against their consent.
Detective Cornell, seize yourself and bring yourself to me.
She just steps closer, I guess.
Ah, very good. He just seems pleased with that. He doesn't seem to do anything else.
Look, now that we've all introduced ourselves, it's my understanding that you're our tech person. Right?
That is correct. I am your technical officer. Although I started as a detective, I got my degree in computer sciences and eventually moved on to doing more corporate security work. The government has even contracted me to handle most of its security systems installations. I have managed quite a few rollouts for the government. My work is impeccable. Of course, being a detective is my true passion in life. Finding secrets in the dark, which is where I like to be. If I'm in the same place as the secrets, it's really just a hop, skip, and a jump.
She's covering her eyes with her hands, and only people that can see in the dark can see that. We have lots of uses for you, but the most immediate one is helping out this person whose mom is a box.
I don't see how I can help with that situation. Have you considered talking to a psychologist?
No, wait, it's a robot.
Yes, or those robots. And,
Psychology still may be more capable here than I am. Well, tell you what. You need this box repaired, I assume.
Yes.
ideally.
We'll seize the box and bring it to me.
Well, actually do that, sure.
Good. And if you see the chief, seize him and bring him to me as well. He refuses to answer my calls. I have called him once every hour on the hour for the past 3 weeks, and he has stopped taking my calls. I will keep calling him. Seize him and bring him to me.
Just one question before.
Yes,
Why are you calling him so often, and what for?
I want to know how he is doing, if he is doing all right. He seems very stressed out from the job, so I thought hourly calls every single hour, including to his home number, would help to reassure him that there is someone out there who cares about him.
If I may, I hope you won't be offended by this, but I think he actually takes more stress from this action than less stress. I believe you're giving him more stress than actually taking it off of him. Maybe try calling him a little less off, and he might answer more.
Is there anything sadder and more stressful than being alone?
Enya suddenly scrambles out the room, knocking over more boxes on her way out. Nice meeting you.
There isn't, but at the same time, you're giving him too much attention, which could also be equally stressful.
Such is the duality of living. I will take this into account and call him once every 2 hours. Does that sound reasonable? Oh, it doesn't matter. I can simply hack his Zeke.
Think that may
No,
be a crime.
yes, that might be a crime, and then we would have to take you in.
Nonsense. The content management system that's in place for the police department is one that I have access to. In other words, I can listen in and hack anyone's Uzik who has the police software connected to it. That includes your phones, of course. We could have covered all of this during introductions, but no one ever came to talk to me.
To be fair, your door was kind of overlooked.
What do you mean by that?
There were boxes in front of it, and then the placard was kind of dusty, so it was kind of out of the way.
Why were there boxes in front of my door?
I am not sure. Um,
In the
look into that.
background, boxes are getting like shifted around.
At least they are not pissing in your tank.
What do you mean?
I mean, some people inside of the police are pulling pranks on the AQUA unit.
I am a proud member of the AQUA squad. If someone is pissing in your tanks, please be sure to tell me, and I will handle the matter as well as I can from inside of this room. I think I am very capable.
Of course. And on the matter of the chief, perhaps you could call him once every 12 hours?
That is so long to go without human contact.
Yes,
Must
but
it be human?
I,
I
think I think perhaps one of us could instead talk to you, so that you don't stress out the chief too much.
I can't imagine 12 hours, and yet I have been in here for nearly a month by myself, and there were boxes stacked in front of my door, which means nobody even knew that I existed. The chief knew, but he didn't tell anyone. I have been in isolation, solitary confinement.
No.
You are allowed
no.
to leave this room, are you not? At night, perhaps?
No, thank you. That sounds uncomfortable.
It may just be that he mistook your constant calls as harassment.
Outside the room, boxes are being like mounted up very high and now getting like dragged in front of the door.
Oh no!
It's just kind of gradually happening while you guys are all talking.
Orinoku, are you boxing us in here?
Oh, just cleaning up a mess.
I can
Please.
feel it.
Please unstack the door.
She's attempting to seal me in.
No. She's not trying to steal you. Anya,
Just
are you? What are you doing?
it's the sound of a especially heavy box being set down. You guys just, you know, have fun. Just more boxes.
I would say Enya, Mikey probably comes back at this point, and in a whisper, he's just like, "He's still in there."
She,
Like he's not in the door frame at all. He's like hiding.
she has this panic look on her face and just looks back at him and just like nods furiously.
He's got like a gallon of milk in his hand, and he just like places it on the floor and just like gives it like a kick to push it over, and he just walks away. He just goes outside. He has a touch grass moment.
I guess both of you that are in the room can sort of feel something moving around. It's kind of long and noodly. Tentacles. They grab the milk and pull it in. And then there's a sound of a cap being taken off, and then a sniff. It is still good, so I will have to leave this out for a day or two, but it is a good quality milk.
It's always good.
Oh yeah, if you can smell chemicals, despite the fact that this guy loves spoiled and rotten food, this place smells like it gets cleaned every single fucking day. Like really scrubbed hard.
I see you take good care of this place.
Well, it is my home and has been for the past month or so. One must clean every inch of one's home. It doesn't matter if it's one room or 1,000.
Well, I limit myself to the morgue generally.
Yes, I have read your file. I envy you. Not only do you get to walk around in the light, but you get to be around dead things. How wonderful it must be. How
My
delightful.
morgue is quite dark if you wish to visit.
I doubt it is dark enough. It must be this dark. Can you make it this dark?
I can turn off many of the lights, but I cannot work so much under these conditions, at least not properly.
In order to achieve this level of darkness, I had to buy and purchase a rare piece of technology, one that has not been produced for almost 3 decades. An antilight. I am not even sure how it works, but who cares? The moon never questioned it. Why should I? These antilights were in a limited production run. People rightly thought, why would anyone ever need that?
Well, I mean, I could see that if you're really light sensitive or you get headaches, might
Yes,
it's a bit easier.
yes, you are correct. So I have one. It needs to be taken with me if I go anywhere, but it requires such a high power draw that it doesn't seem likely that I'll be leaving this box anytime soon.
You
Yes.
never know. I
You
could
can
come up
hear
with a-
something slap against the wall and then rub it. Smearing sound. Ah, my beloved office. The most pitch black place I could find outside of the Marianas Trench. So comforting.
Outside the door, Enya's putting up caution tape. I'm just gonna. Yeah, that should do it.
Look, as long as you're happy, that's fine.
I am. Have you ever seen the sitcom Frasier?
No.
Neither have I. There's nothing else that he says.
Do you
Well,
want a
if you
DVD of it?
What? What'd you say?
Do you want a like a taping of it?
Yes. Acquire this for me, and I will reward you.
All right.
Now you are permitted to leave my office if you wish, but I from time to time would like it if one of you were to visit personally, just so that we can stay in touch. I can text, of course, but it's not the same as the warmth of the living. Even you being in here warms the place. The presence of life is illuminating almost as much as the sun. And so I like living things until they are not living anymore. Then I like them when they are dead. And when they are rotting, I still like them as well. So I am a fan of things. You could say, I like things. Do you like things too? Detective Cornell?
Yeah, I would say so.
Great. It is good to find common ground with coworkers.
I understand your space of mind, and I may help be able to assist you something better than a visit once a day.
Oh, well, that would be lovely.
Um,
No, go ahead.
She reaches into herself, pulls out a single lamprey, says, "Seize this."
He does, in fact, sees it. Yes,
Yeah.
I will see. You can tell, your lamprey can tell it's being wrapped by a tentacle. So it's a lamprey and a tentacle.
I suggest you do not eat it.
I have no interest in eating eels. What do you take me for?
The eel talks. Well, I have had problems in the past.
Ah, right. There are humans who enjoy eating our kind. I have read the files.
Humans, our kind, it's not limited.
Well, you are safe here. I have no interest in killing and eating other fish.
Well, this way we can communicate whenever you wish.
He kind of gives the eel a little shake. Little lamprey, just shakes it a little.
But if you shake it such, I may get a headache.
Oh.
One of my heads.
You can feel the stop, and then a second tentacle just pats the lamprey's head. I am very sorry. Very sorry.
That is fine. Just be aware I can also feel it. Maybe just put it in a cup.
I have the perfect thing. You hear a jar being opened, and then the eel being just slowly lowered into it to just a very, very pleasant, I will say, saline solution.
Thank you.
Yes, this is where I formerly kept the eyeballs of those that had wronged me, but now I will have a friend inside of it. That is wonderful. The eyeballs, they are not here anymore. So you do not have to worry about that, but they did fill the whole jar. The entire thing.
Okay.
Just a jar full of eyeballs.
Did you just throw them out, or?
Well, that will be all for today.
I will once a week come to exchange the eel for another.
Very good. In the meantime, it would be good to have pleasant conversation, or perhaps play a game of checkers. I should at some point move on to chess, because I think that is a more sophisticated game. But every time I attempt to play it against a computer, I get beaten at the novice difficulty. It's so embarrassing that I wish I hadn't admitted it just now.
Perhaps we can play checkers or chess one day then, and you'll have someone who is equally as bad.
I also run an online fan website for Frasier.
Something you have not seen?
Yes.
I suppose you simply like the forums?
I like the theme song.
I see.
It is a 264-page fan site dedicated to the theme song, its various interpretations, translations, musical notation, and of course, also there are remixes of the theme, as well as orchestrations, which I quite enjoy.
Okay, and I suppose then once you get an actual taping of it, you might have even more fun to put on your website.
I feel it is almost unnecessary to even watch the show at this point. Is there anything that can describe the state of being a boy with egg all over his face than listening to tossed salad and scrambled eggs? It is my most played song. 264,000 repeats according to my music playing software.
Forgive me, but that sounds monotonous.
This conversation is over.
I understand. And then she turns into eels and just leaves through the gaps in the boxes.
Seize yourself and remove yourself from my premises, but visit me also, and if you have any more spoiled food, bring that as well. And it was very nice to meet you. Now seize yourself and remove yourself.
Of course. It was nice to meet you too.
Yes, it was quite lovely.
And she'll just start to leave, and are the boxes just back?
As they try to push the door, and you kicks the boxes back into place.
Ow. Please do not. I am trying to escape.
Oh, it's you. And she'll start clearing the boxes a little. Okay.
A whole pile of eels sort of squirm out, fall down, because it was trying to get through the little crack in the door and then through the little cracks, and so there's just a whole mass of eels that wash across the floor as you open it up for her, and she reforms herself.
Yeah.
Claudia tries to open the door. Maybe it gets jammed.
It's a jar enough for her to get through.
Okay, she'll get through and go. Why? Why?
Ah, it was good the way it was before, you see.
Look, just stack these up against the wall. It'll be fine.
Yeah, this wall, and she'll set it back. Yeah, I'm on it.
Are you afraid of your own people? It seems you are. And then she just, like, sails on to her morgue.
He's fine. I don't know what their problem is.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a nice person, sure, yeah. Anyway, we all got to meet him, and that's nice. Now that we're...
Gotta bring him a box from Kingfisher's. Oh.
Yeah, after he wakes up, I'm sure he'll do just that.
We'll take a break here in a second. As everyone has finally met Detective Rust and are trying to cope with the very strange person that's been living in the what was thought to be a supply closet for several weeks, and everyone's just adjusting to just having a tech expert finally, at least. Ice Peak, you hear something?
What do I hear?
It's this music.
Oh no!
You just hear this playing. It's just...
God damn it.
All right, we can take a break now if you guys want to take 5 to 10.
Just toss salad and scrambled eggs.
Is a young boy to do.
He said it was his favorite show. I don't know what you guys expected.
I mean, he's never even seen it.
Never even seen it.
He just has-
I know, but he said it was his favorite, so.
I don't know if you can call it his favorite if he's never seen it.
Need to buy very tiny earplugs. Ear hole. Ear. I don't even have ears. They're like.
Yeah. I used to be so used to like classical music, but she literally just has a song in her head now. As long as she's playing music like through the speakers.
Yes. She's gonna have to like soundproof this jar. Just peek out occasionally.
I'm sure he'll open the jar every hour, once an hour, to let you know how he is.
That's fine. She has similar motivations to him, so she
Just
understands.
lonely,
Yeah. He just needs some classical music, which she will introduce him to if she can.
Well, good. We've all made a friend today.
Did we?
Have we?
I feel like Anya and Mikey made anti-friends.
Mikey
Like
wants
Antilight.
to try and get to know him, but it's gonna be a work.
I almost had Anya yell out, "He's a beautiful child of the sun and he doesn't need to be here." But, yeah. He handled it on his own.
So yes, now you have a tech person. You have a sort of concern over here with Killer LP, and Kingfisher is also, well, he exists. You have his contact information. sometime throughout the day, there's a rumor that two large men had a slug out towards the edge of the city. Rumors one of them was an orca and the other one was painted gold. No clear winner could be found at that point, but they did in fact throw down. According to witnesses, it sounded like two sledgehammers just smacking each other repeatedly.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Oh boy.
Can I say that by now Enya's gotten killer LP an Uzik he can use?
Sure. You just give him one?
Like a used one.
Okay. Within a few hours or less, it has 26 different viruses on it. As he surfs to shady sites for shady adult sites and gambling sites on his Uzik, and tries to watch free movies. He is just completely loaded up with viruses.
Wow.
It really happened just that quick.
Well, she's gonna ring him.
Okay. He answers, though there is a little static interference. What do you want?
Hey, just got a police report here that two big people were just having at it. Kinda sounds like maybe it might have been you.
Just hear cannoli running in the background. It's got the zoomies. I don't know anything about that. Getting into a fight is a violation of my parole. So I wasn't involved in any fights. And I don't like being accused of being involved in any fights.
Hey, just wanted to know if it was you or not.
Wasn't. Stop calling me. This phone sucks. It's slow. Get me a better phone.
She's gonna hang up on him.
Hey!
She's rubbing her face. I was just gonna ask him where he last saw that big guy, but I guess I handled that poorly. What does the location say that fight was spotted?
Yeah, the edge of town, the outer southern edge of town. The exact same place where they ran into Santigold. Also, you have Killer LP's, you have his tracking information.
That's true.
Can we find out where his last known locations were?
Yeah, you can see clearly he went to the outer edge of town. It goes back and forth, and then he walks back into town.
He's still a work in progress, admittedly.
I don't know if he'll ever not be a work in progress.
I mean, it's his only shot. I don't really want to know what they have in mind, you know?
Yeah, it's just he's probably gonna be always a work in progress. But it's better than being back in jail where they can do any number of things.
He's not going back to jail. Always a work in progress until he's not. I can't tell if I should go get him or... She just rubs her face.
Maybe you should check up on him tomorrow.
I kind of want to go looking for the Santigold person, too. He's not any better.
Oh no, but I mean, you could always go to his last known location and ask around. They are too hard to miss guys.
I speak. Where are you currently? Are you hanging out in the squad room? You're in your morgue.
I'm probably in the morgue. That's where I said I was going last. But one
Okay.
of me is in the room with the vampire squid.
You get a call at some point from another cop asking you, do you have any trouble dealing with kids in the morgue?
I don't allow children in my morgue.
They won't be alive, says the voice on the other line.
I pause and I count how many children bodies I have today.
None.
There are No children currently in the morgue.
So you have room?
I do. Are you implying you will make children for the morgue?
He hangs up. That came from inside of the police station.
No, she doesn't. She does not find this funny. She, in fact, sticks her little head out of the vampire jar and like tells him the call he just gave, and could he track that to an exact desk number?
Yeah, you asked Rust if he can track that, and he certainly can. Do you mention kids? I guess like that what like the contents of the call were.
Yes, it was a disturbing call about killing children.
Okay. Rust is quiet as he works, but you see on the screen there's a lot of like little red boxes that keep popping up. Then he finally turns to you and says, "It seems to have come from the Street Crimes Division. I went ahead, located the name, address, and background information of the person who delivered the call, as well as details of their home. I have photographs as well." And he just keeps nodding and going down information, including blood type, genetic predisposition to diseases, allergies, social security number, and so on.
I simply need current location.
Oh, yes, you can find them in the Petty Crimes Department then. The name is Officer Zindowsky.
I thank you for your assistance. You are useful and thorough.
I'd like to think that I am useful as a human being could be, and as deadly as a vampire squid could be, and I am also a very good talker. I am good at conversations and parties.
I am less so.
Well, that is fine. You can learn from me if you need to. I am known to be extremely charismatic.
In the depths or on your Frasier chat rooms?
In the Frasier chat rooms, I am known to be extremely well liked.
I understand. You have a very unique social circle.
He nods, but you can't see it because it's dark, so you just see his eyes kind of go up and down.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. With the information on the officer in question, what is it? What would you like to do?
Ice Peak emerges from her morgue to head to that place.
Okay. The guy in question, his name is... What's a good name?
Didn't you say it?
Yeah, Zindowsky, but he has a first name, obviously.
Oh.
His name's Henning Zindowsky. Henning Zindowsky. He is surrounded by other officers who are all sitting around kind of... they look like they're preparing to gear up. Like, so you see them putting on belts and arming themselves with... They are noticeably the type of baton that is used against mermen. They are electrified and use liquid core to produce far more force than would be useful for humans. It would just like you would just use this to like pretty much kill a person. Instead, for a merman, a merman, some of it was just stunning or bone-breaking force.
You said it was Zindowsky?
Zindowsky, yeah.
Mr. Zindowsky.
It's Officer Zindowsky. What can I help you with?
Officer Zindowsky, I would like to ask you about the call I just recently received from this phone number. I pointed the phone on his desk.
The officer in question leans back in his chair, and there's like 5 of them there. The other cops slowly turn towards you. He just holds his hands up. Probably wasn't me. I've been away from my desk. You have a problem with something? Somebody give you a little prank call?
So I do not have to account for children in my morgue?
Well, that's weird. Is that what the call was about? Kids?
Correct.
Dead kids?
Correct.
Oh, maybe the person on the other end of the line there is a fortune teller because we're about to round up the bottlenose boys.
I see. For what errors?
Oh, you name it, they've done it. So we're just gonna go down there and flush them all out, grab whoever we can. You know, the thing about those kids is they got the minds of children, but the bodies kind of like of an adult. They can fight a man, any man here, with the fists. They can knock one of these guys out pretty easy. So we're gonna have to take a little bit extra precaution, use a little bit more adequate force when it comes to apprehending such a large number of them.
Ah, I see. Your unit is incapable due to your fragile natures. So perhaps you would let the Aqua Squad do such a thing, since you
No,
seem unable.
no. That's fine. I cleared it with the chief. We're going to handle this one. We don't really need you Aqua guys to do everything for us. In fact, I was thinking it might be about time that we start doing things the way we want to do them without having to lean on you all so much all the time whenever it comes to, well, any kind of crazy Dagonite or merman. We shouldn't be relying on you guys. We should be handling it the way that humans used to handle it for quite some time. Long, long time. Once was and will be again.
So all I am getting is you are incapable of this job without killing the people you are to protect and serve.
If it comes to violence, it's not our fault. Those kids knew better. They should have known. They will learn. Don't worry. When we bust in there and catch them all, and one of them sees the other drop, they'll likely not put up as much of a fight. So sometimes to make an omelet, you gotta crack a few dolphin heads.
I see. Do not rush. I will be talking to the chief myself. And I just
Why?
turn to leave.
One of them steps in your way, just gets
I
right in your face.
Can I split into two sets of eels and just sort of squirm around him and form a person and keep walking?
Yeah, I mean, he can't stop you. He's just a human.
Yeah, I would like to do that.
Okay. After you do that, he lifts his hat and looks back at you. Slippery. Sneaking off to go tattle. What are you gonna say, Toots, huh? What are you gonna say? Oh, these kids are good kids. Yeah.
I'm going to say you're inefficient at your job. I keep walking.
They also, you can just hear them all laughing.
That's fine.
One of them, like,
I think doesn't give a shit.
you hear one of them kind of like teasing the guy who got split around, and then another one doing an impression of you. Oh, I'm going to suck your blood. Ooh. They are clowning. But you could tell you are someone who is used to the nature of like predators in nature. Like you've been around them. It's part of your survival as like a mer person, especially when it comes from the twilight depths. Um, these guys have killer intent. There is no doubt about that. Like it was coming off of them in waves.
I go straight to the chief, but the eel in the vampire's room asks him to contact everyone and send them to the chief's room.
Okay.
Yeah.
He will do that. So you all get messages on your Uziks saying that meet up, Chief's room. Tell Chief I said hello, and if possible, seize him and bring him to me.
Oh.
Please note that I have said so. Otherwise, they might not go.
Yes, and then at the end it says also seize the chief for I speak, but I speak says to go as well. So please go. The ending of the email gets rather rambly.
Like, okay, I guess we'll seize the chief for I speak.
Well, I speak is at the door. knocking. So
Chief doesn't respond at first. Do you knock again?
yeah, I do. Yeah.
You can hear, "Fine, come in."
I open the door very slowly. It creaks open, letting in the shadow of a very tall doctor. I speak.
Chief has a glass of bourbon and looks like he's pretty stressed. He's just rubbing his temples. What is it? What do you need? I speak.
I would like to discuss a case with you.
What case would that be?
The incoming 10 cases of dead children.
What are you talking about?
Hey, there is some sort of squad being formed to kill the Dolphin boys, I believe.
Enya lets herself in behind her. And the rest, I assume.
I was told it's just rounding up juvenile delinquents. They are likely going to be more organized now that their leader KLP is out, and we should probably snatch them up before he has a chance to organize them into any kind of menace again. While they were out on the streets by themselves, they were nuisances, but now they're going to be, another thievery ring or jacking car parts or something. This is a preemptive move. Officer Zindowsky's, he gave me his word that he would make sure that these kids were brought in properly, processed through juvenile courts, that sort of thing.
Have you checked their what they have taken out of the armory?
He goes through a computer list. Oh, you know what? It was Zindowsky, but now that you mention it, why not? It's Zabrowski, and it's Columbo's, we'll say nephew, on the force.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, racist Columbo! Oh, no.
Henning
What a
Zabrowski.
disappointment.
Yeah.
There's always one in the family.
The chief goes through the inventory and just kind of looks it over. This all seems standard. The Bottlenose boys, they're not kids. I mean, they are, but they throw down pretty hard. If the officers have to use a appropriate level of force, then they have to use an appropriate level of force. There's no way around that.
Would you not send one of us to round them up? We could do so without the use of tasers.
He goes to pour himself another drink. Roll me a gaze against a passive difficulty of 4.
I got a 2.
Whatever.
Sure. I'm not sure what would think humans are parasites, because these guys are pretty gross.
Sure, humans are humans are parasites. You could do forensic pathologist because you're noticing something about the chief in particular.
Oh, okay, then that would be better. Yeah. I'm not quite sure what I'm noticing, so.
His hands, when he's pouring and when he goes to pick up the cup, are very subtly shaking. But he has the appearance of kind of just calm, or he's attempting to. But there's something in that mannerism that speaks to a certain nervousness or even fear. He pours himself another drink and downs it just as quickly as as it left the bottle. Well, it's out of my hands, and people higher up than me kind of want this kind of to be out in the front as the city proving that it can handle situations like this and crime without having to rely so heavily on a special unit such as the AQUA force, which will be considered during a budget review, I'm sure. I don't know how to say this, I speak, but they're trying to muscle you out. Close the door behind you, please.
And it does.
Look, guys, I kind of like you a little. I mean, with the exception of one of the officers, Blue, most of you seem pretty up and up. She's a little bit, he kind of waves his hand back and forth. Otherwise, you guys all have clean noses and records as far as I know. So it's a little hard for me to deal with this, but your success has actually worked against you in this case. The people who approved the AQUA squad to begin with are seemingly concerned about how efficient you've been at diffusing some of the situations that they predicted would be much more, I don't know how to say it, catastrophic, newsworthy, whatever.
It is yet to be done.
Well, there's some people who don't like that. They don't like seeing that you guys are closing cases. They don't like. I thought personally that this would be a good thing. I have, as you know, in the past, maybe on occasion, pushed you to close a case to show a high record of it. But I have shot you in the foot on that, I think, because there is a backlash and it is now happening internally in the station itself. There are certain people who do not like working with mermen. They don't like seeing mermen in the bulletins. They don't like seeing mermen close cases, get awards, anything. And I am trying to deal with that as best as I can. But there are people above me who really, 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 really don't want to see AQUA do any more big cases, any more anything. So they want to have their little squad form up and take care of these issues. They're even pushing to form another merman squad, one composed entirely of humans. No samurai, no mermen, just cops. If they get their way, they will be a sort of, well, on paper, a companion squad for your own. In reality, he pours himself another drink. They want to make you obsolete. They want to push you out to show that they can do the job better than with humans, not with you. I think that's a mistake, but nobody listens to me. I'm just a guy who wanted to retire. So they think that my long-term political prospects are like a little bit unhinged. They don't think I care about sustainability. They think I want to be gone, and they're right. But I do give a shit about this city. What is happening right now is a sort of test run for them. They're going to show that they can get results to the people that are paying attention. He leans forward as he talks a little, and you notice his hands are shaking more. And if you want any of those kids to survive, you're going to have to take matters into your own hand. But it cannot be authorized by the chief in this instance. Maybe you're just going to be walking down by a small, little skate park, say somewhere around the north side of the city, at Grover Park. Just say that you're there at Grover Park, Grover National. Let's just say that for some reason, maybe you all are out there taking a jog, and there is a skate park, and it is known to be a place where the Bottlenose boys like to congregate, and recently have been reported to be there in larger numbers because of the release of Killer LP. Let's say that you happen to be there at the same time that the other officers are going to be there, in which case you can assist and monitor what they're doing. Now, I can't help with the legal part of it, the paperwork. But I can tell you that if there is a conflict, somebody gets the wrong idea, or worse yet, they claim friendly fire, there is no doubt in my mind, I speak, not a single one, any of those officers in that squad that are currently preparing to take those children, that they will not attempt to fire at you and make it sound like a mistake. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
I understand.
During the whole thing with Poppy, when you happened to make sure that there was a few veteran officers that were attending their own barbecue and at the construction site, a lot of the people that are currently in that squad knew those guys. They were friends with those guys. They remember who it was who was there when they died. I am saying that to you and all of you. They remember, I am not saying that you have a target painted on your back. I'm saying it is painted on your chest. They may not wait for you to be looking the other way. Make that clear, because I don't want to have it on my conscience, even though it definitely will be if something were to happen to one of you because you were just trying to do your job. I don't believe in any of this bullshit. That's part of the reason why I wanted to quit to begin with. Guy can just try to clean up everything, and when you know somebody's cousin comes in, he's got a bone to pick, and next thing he's leading a thing. Somebody ends up dead, city just writes it off. Justified homicide. Whatever. I'm going to quit as soon as I can. Till then, you have Grover National Park, I guess, to go do some calisthenics in, I suppose. Be sure to bring some kind of, I don't know, body armor or something. Because he leans back a little. Everything that they said that they have on the armory, that is not all they will be packing. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I could use a couple sessions of calisthenics, actually.
I have been in my lab far too long.
Seems that I have a little walk to take.
Good. You can, if you want, take somebody with you, conveniently for a walk. This isn't just an AQUA problem, trust me. So you may find that there are allies, even here in the station, who'll be willing to, walk with you. He kind of just laughs at himself. I'm too old and fat for this shit, so pretty sure my family would just miss me when someone puts a bullet in my head and says that they just aimed wrong. I'm not afraid to admit it. I don't want to get killed by any of those guys by quote-unquote accident. And trust me, police chiefs in this department don't exactly have a long lifespan, so better safe than sorry. Otherwise, I'd be out there with you.
It is understandable. You have only one body.
He just laughs and pours himself another drink. Fucking merman. Go do your jobs then, or should I say, don't do your jobs. Do the opposite of your job. Go exactly where the chief has not told you to go, and work against officers who are just trying to do their job. He raises the glass as if to toast. Good luck.
Alright, and he's out the door.
Okay. So what the chief was trying to say was, if you want to bring an ally from the office with you, you have that opportunity. So you have a few options for that. You have, well, I'll just bring them out. You have Clint. You have Joni. You have Harlan. These are all friendly NPCs to you in the department, and each one of them, Clint's a good shot. I'll say that. He does practice at the range a lot, but he also has that I'm a few days away from retirement energy, so you may not want to risk it.
Oh.
Joni is brand spanking new to the city and a stand user, which makes her very strong. She's also kind of hot-headed and young. And also, yes, you will be Joe Bros, which puts you at far greater risk. Just meta speaking, you're just,
We get it.
Finally, Harlan is a samurai. He is extremely good at his job, but he is also kind of creepy. And who knows where his loyalties actually lie when it comes to police. He seems to be mostly interested in just killing Valentines.
True.
You have other options, of course. You do have...
Those are our options, I'd say.
You have KLP himself. But I think if you were to bring KLP out, that is going to be very violent.
That's just gonna turn into everyone dies.
Yes. You have... who else? Oh, you have Sonny, I guess, technically. He did offer to help in case you ever needed anything. If you ever needed anything involving police corruption, he said that he might be able to help you. But, I mean, he's also kind of a nerd, so...
I think we should approach Joni.
Yeah, let's go become Joe Bros.
I was gonna say, Mikey would probably talk to Clint.
Okay.
Oh,
I was gonna suggest Polly.
Oh well,
Yeah,
we're
well-
definitely taking Polly either way,
I mean,
right?
Polly
We
is
can do that.
unstable, but yes, you can take Polly.
Yeah.
You want to talk to Clint?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you can find him probably talking to a few new recruits to the department. He seems a little well, he's just kind of normal, I guess. He's pretty much back being normal, smiles, narrowed eyes, that sort of thing. What would you like to say to him? He's just kind of helping an officer with some of the technical details of their firearm.
Mikey's probably just watching Clint work. I feel like he may not get to see Clint a lot actually doing his job, but they probably see each other a lot in passing.
Ah,
Especially with like all the weird cases that we get and how time sensitive they can be sometimes because you're dealing with, samurais and mer people and people who break the laws of physics. So you can't just let that sit.
Yeah, Clint, you can just overhear that he's talking about the weight of the gun and the amount of pressure needed to pull the trigger, and how like he examining the recruit's hands, like is recommending like maybe a different weapon because he feels like this one in particular, like the aims would be off a little, and the recoil might be enough to be like a little jarring to use like as a service weapon. Mostly the recruits just like sitting there taking like mental notes, and Clint is just kind of very patiently going through the very many technical details of this firearm. He seems to be quite knowledgeable about them, including how it relates to the type of ammunition that they commonly issue as police. He stops when he looks down at a sheet, or tablet rather, inventory tablet, scrolling through it. You just hear him say, "Huh? When do we start getting those rounds in? It's like military grade. That's weird. Well, we need that. Well, yeah, maybe." He just kind of scratches his head. Still, isn't that a bit much? But yeah, that's what he's doing.
Yeah, I guess if he finds a time to like segue in, he'll.
Hi, Clint.
All right, yeah, hey there. Hey, sorry about earlier. It was a little awkward. I sounded like I was like kind of accusing you guys of keeping secrets, but like I didn't mean to. I don't come on.
Oh, don't even worry about that. I wasn't worried about it. I mean, we've all we've all been dealing with cases and stuff like that, and obviously the oddities never really stop around here. So you just kind of take them. You just kind of roll with it.
What do you need, bud? No,
Uh,
not that I don't mind the conversation.
No, that's perfectly fine. This is a little more work related matter. Chief has been asking us to kind of branch out and really work on different aspects for the team and stuff like that. And recently, in Japan, we had to deal with some issues, and we weren't unequipped. We could just be better equipped. Do you understand? Yeah, no, that's exactly what I mean.
Oh, you mean like you guys are trying to do tactical kind of like team stuff, huh?
Yeah, we're trying to be more prepared for
Yeah,
I know
I'd say
whatever
we're
may
trying to
come.
do tactical SWAT stuff,
Okay. Hey, all right. For you, for
but
example.
on the down low.
Oh, wait, really? Oh, like he kind of looks back and forth, though it's hard to tell because of how his eyes are almost always closed. Like he looks back and forth, like ninja stuff, kind of, or
I mean, I wouldn't.
you guys went to Japan.
Well, I mean, technically, I mean, it'd be for more of like we would be our own kind of all-in-one like SWAT unit. We don't want to involve this. No offense to you, but we don't want to involve a human SWAT team for an issue where we may not have a samurai nearby, and it's within our grasp, but it's trying to slip through our fingers. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, I think I understand where you're coming from now. This is about that new response team, isn't it? I've heard about it. they're trying to do some of that, but they're doing it from the human perspective. It makes sense that you would want to step up your game.
Yeah, I
about-
mean, I haven't heard a lot about them. I guess that's a new thing that happened while we were gone. But yeah, I guess we're trying to kind of play catch up so that just so that everybody is on the on an equal playing field and fair. But recently I learned I can kind of do some things that I didn't think I could do before. It's nothing weird.
Like what?
Uh, I mean, I can't really do it in here, but I guess so. We're all mer people, and I'm based on the eastern green sea slug.
Oh, I thought it was a different kind, but
Yeah,
yeah, I
the
can see it
eastern
now.
emerald.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, sure.
yeah, and so a lot of my body is raw kind of plant material. Um, uh, I can basically make like a glider suit out of leafy material. It's kind of weird. I'd have to show you, but I did it. My body just kind of did it as a way to not get shot.
So are you saying you can fly?
It's and he just kind of stares and just yes,
Oh, like Superman or something. That's
yes.
neat. Hey, that sounds pretty neat. You're wondering how you can incorporate that into your squad tactics, right?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, between everybody, I think me and Claudia are the most kind of keen-eyed, and with my ability to get around and now I guess fly,
Hmm.
I being able to find a tactical advantage point and be able to, I guess, relay information or even, I guess, if I have to take a shot from there, I need to be able to handle a weapon that can make that kind of mark.
He kind of quietly, yeah, he just listens to you for a moment. Like, are you saying you want to be like you want sniper training?
I mean, if you know how, you're kind of like the firearms expert here. I don't want to.
Yeah, I could probably help you with that. I know a thing or two about a rifle.
Oh, that would be so great, Clint. And we can do it after work. I don't know if
Sure.
like if you get paid or what. I don't know how.
You can just
Yeah.
do you have my home address? You can just swing by my place. I have a basement shooting range actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's
That's-
one of the perks of the job. Got it contracted for pretty affordable price. It's very decent. All of you are invited to come shoot whenever you want. I have a lot of fun with it, and it's soundproofed, so you don't have to worry about waking up the neighbors or anything. Not that
Okay.
you have to come to my house. I mean, like that. Well, I've invited you over before. It's not weird, I guess, but I guess it's a little weird. Like, hey, come to my basement and shoot guns. I mean, I'm that's a little. That's a
No,
little
I mean
weird.
No, I can. Yeah, I mean I can. Yeah, that's fine.
Do you have your own rifle, or would you want to
No,
borrow one?
no, I would have to probably get one from the station, or I guess borrow one. I
Let
can't
me,
really just.
do you mind if I do something real quick? It's gonna be kind of weird, but I need to test how kind of your arms to figure out what would be. I don't know much about merman physiology, so
Oh yeah, go ahead. And he just holds his arm. He kind of like does a T pose. He's
sure.
not sure where his arms need to go.
Oh yeah, T pose is perfect. He's just like checking the joints. He kind of pulls your wrist. Do your arms stretch? Like when
Yeah.
if he pulls them at the wrist, like okay.
Yeah, they can. If like yeah, he can pull them and they can stretch if need be.
Yeah, if he when he sees them stretch, he's just like, whoa.
Oh no,
Wow.
that's fine. That I technically, being a slug, I technically don't really have bones.
Really?
So
No bones at all.
I mean,
That's wild.
And he kind of like does this like shrugging motion.
there's a framework that keeps me upright.
Wait, what about the skull? You don't have like a skull either?
Not really. I mean, my teeth are like hard, like chitinous, but it's more it's not really bone.
Just kind of wow. Well, for your specifications, I think I'm probably going to have to find something a little, I don't know, exotic. But I think that I have an idea. I think I have an idea of something from my collection that would maybe actually work better in your hands than anyone else's that I can think of. You know, being all jelly boned. That's how I feel sometimes when I haven't gotten enough shut eye. Just no bones at all. Boneless Clint.
Oh, that'd be terrible, but I get what you're saying.
Not that that's it's fine if you don't. It's okay to not have bones. Don't get me wrong. In fact, I'd say it's pretty neat. You don't have to worry about breaking them, for example. And
No, I mean, yeah,
yeah,
no. It's I knew you weren't meaning anything by it. If anything, without bones, I'm still such an upright citizen. And he like tries to he stretches himself a little taller, kind of because he normally kind of like hunches, so he like straightens up and it.
Clint kind of laughs when he sees. That's good. Hey, how much do you weigh actually? I mean,
That
without bones, you're probably lighter, right?
No, yeah, I mean I am lighter, but I mean us more people can kind of adjust our weights. Um, but probably in like the maybe like soaking wet, full and hungry, like maybe like 185, probably less than that.
Wow.
Like he's like, yeah, Mikey is like very like almost if almost like if he wasn't a mer person, he would look ill. Like he's way too tall, way too thin. Like that's kind of like what gives him away is that he's too. Somebody put the sliders too far in each direction.
Of course, got that shaggy body.
Yeah.
Um, Clint kind of just nods after you say that. And yeah, okay. Well, I think I have an idea. Cool. Yeah, no, I'll pick something out. You all are free to swing by. Claudia, do you like to shoot?
I don't really do a lot of shooting myself, but I'm always willing to try.
Never too late to get into it. And some people even take their kids shooting. I don't know. Well, my kid was pretty good with a gun at a young age, but it's not for everyone. One thing to know, I guess. Yeah, it's a decent family kind of activity, but sometimes people don't like firearms that much. Humans, I mean. Hey, that reminds me, by the way. Kind of points at you, Mike. You said that mermen can change their weight. Well, humans have that trick too. And he pats his stomach. It's called dieting. It takes longer though.
Mikey kind of chuckles and goes,
Yeah.
Is there anything else, you guys? Anything? I don't know how to say this. Anything weird going on in the station today? Because there's just something off, but I can't put my finger on it.
And Claudia will look around, probably sniff around, see if there's any I guess what you would say, listening devices maybe, or just like if
Yeah.
this was like a small, nice enclosed room.
I mean, it's not like a super private area, but it doesn't seem like there'd be anything to listen in on. And it's just Clinton, mostly these new officers who have kind of like shuffled off a little to go sit down and fill out some paperwork, as well as review some of the manuals that they've been given. Otherwise, it seems pretty. I mean, it's semi-private.
Then she'll probably lean in just a little bit and just give it like a small whisper of, yeah, there seems to be some going on down at Grover Park.
But
It's not gonna be nice. It's not gonna be good.
he leans in and is just as quiet. Isn't that where all the bottlenose boys like to hang out?
Yeah, there's a task force going down to, arrest them. But I think the term arrest is going to be loosely defined in this way for some of those officers.
Clint kind of nods. His smile falls a little. You want me to go with you? I don't think you're the type to just sit around and let something like that happen. I'm not really either. So even if you said no, I'd probably still try to help. just kind of shakes his head a little. There's still time to reason with people. I think there's always time to negotiate. If they get out of hand, there can be time, of course, to make peace. Right?
There's always time to make peace.
Oh.
I feel like they're not gonna let us, though.
Who's gonna let who do what? Come on. He gives you kind of a small pat on the shoulder. Trust me. Just, I mean, look. He kind of like looks around again. I always wanted to be a cowboy, so this sounds like a Wild West situation, doesn't it? Just go out there and make sure everybody gets home safe, including those other guys. They should learn that, it's good to enforce the law, but that means helping the people that the law governs, because otherwise, what's the point, right? Like I said, he kind of looks around again. It's very suspicious, like conspicuous when he looks around. He's not really hiding it very well. I'm going to Grover Park anyway. Now that you mention it, it's a pretty nice place, so might as well just take a drive, see some green, Great.
It's a good spot to get a little air.
Good talk. I'm gonna have to swing by my place real quick before I head out there, so I'll just meet up with you there. I have my own ride, so I drive a motorcycle. Did you know that?
Yeah, you told us, I think.
Oh, yeah. I just like to throw that out because people assume I'm kind of a square, but I have a really nice bike, so yeah, I like driving and maintaining it. Kind of keeps me busy. Well, thanks for the information. I'll see you out at. He leans even closer and looks around Grover Park, and then he gives you a small thumbs up.
She'll give him a thumbs up right back.
Yeah, all right. He walks away. You can see him. He gives like you, Mikey, an up nod, and then you, Claudia, an up nod, and then up nods again, and then winks.
I was gonna say Mikey gives a thumbs up, and then he does a head tilt like he's winking, but you don't see him winking through like his eye stalks being covered by his hair and stuff.
Yeah, I guess that's true of I guess that's true of him too, because Clint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's just two people head nodding at each other.
Yeah. He goes to help the recruits. He is going to be out there, but he wants to make sure that that these guys fill out their paperwork properly. You got to do it. Clint will be out there though. That will be your ally for this. Choosing one over the other will net you some kind of result. I guess you'll find out when it happens. And it'll just get shot to pieces, obviously.
Well, he says he's a sniper. We hope.
Might be.
Yes, he will be there. What do you guys? Is there anything you want to do to prepare yourselves in the meantime for what you're about to go do?
Claudia probably look out for some bulletproof vests that could, be suitably secured under clothes.
Sure. You, Claudia, I would say probably have the ability to at least reinforce yourself with your own like shell material. So you may not even need like bulletproof vest. You can just probably grow it over yourself like armor. Of course, if they're packing rounds that are meant to pierce merman defenses, then who knows how much that would be able to protect you. But I don't know that you actually have an armor rating. Do you? No, you don't. In that case, I'll say if you combine some of your shell material with like actual body armor, then we'll give you like an armor rating of 1, which is fine, I think. It's a representation of that. It would probably be higher, but you're not a skull type. So in the future, you can always invest in that sort of thing if you want. The same would be true of you, Enya, although do you have armor? Yeah, you're a skull, so I think you do get... No, you don't get armor. Huh, I have to fix that at some point. I would say you and you probably have naturally a +1 to your armor just for being a skull. I should probably fix it at some point. Oh, it just says you're immune to cutting damage. Wild. Yeah, I'll have to fix that when I go back to reevaluate some of the merman stats.
Well, the active part of skull is getting a +3, like defense.
True. I mean, when invoked, yeah, it is a very good defense.
Yeah, that's the yeah.
I would say we'll roll with this. You guys, with your ability to kind of reinforce your bodies and prep up with body armor, can probably all have a +1 armor currently, just for the sake of this mission. You, I speak, probably can't do that for
Okay.
various reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay. You're made out of eels. You're fine.
Yeah. Like I can take a few shots.
Yeah.
Just fall apart on purpose.
Pretty much instantly.
Yeah.
Almost in every situation.
Be like water.
So that you know what armor does, in case you've forgotten, it means that if a shift is dealt to you in an attack, you just knock one off. That's what the armor is. Directly remove one shift dealt again. Is there anything else that you would need to do before you head out?
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, how's Kingfisher? We should check up on him if he's just been standing in our office.
No, I
sleeping.
think he went home, and I would assume we told him, like, hey, bring the box, bring Ba, I mean.
Yeah. Like they.
Okay.
Yeah, he knows.
I just wanted to make sure that we just don't have a guy sleeping with his head in a microwave in our office, and we're just like suited up and like leaving and just no, don't wake him. If he wakes up from his nap now, he's just gonna be cranky later, and it's just gonna ruin his whole bedtime.
Oh.
Trust me.
Yeah, he's actually going to remain in the city if you ever ask about him, because he is trying to get medicine for his monkey mother, and trying to get parts to fix, or anything to fix, his computer mother. So he's got his hands full. That's his mission right now. Got to save Monkey Mom.
Aw.
He's got an ailing, elderly family he's got to take care of.
Yes, they are very old. Very old monkey. Monkeys aren't even supposed to live this long.
No.
My headcanon about that is that at some point, the festival monkey learned Ripple or something, and so that's why it's like older than maybe a monkey should be.
Oh, see, I thought you were gonna say that Box just kept taking care of
Oh yeah, that too.
taking care of it. It was just like,
Yeah.
oh, I can't let this poor person die.
Yeah, gotta save this. Yeah, the helper monkey, because monkey's been very helpful for raising this child. But yeah, that's what you guys are going on there. You got you have your armor, you have your location, you know generally what you are dealing with, and I think Mikey, you would at least be able to have picked up from what Clint was saying about, like, before you started talking to him, that thing where he was going through his tablet, that like these guys, and plus the chief mentioned it, these guys might be packing like more firepower than they need for just doing what they're supposedly out here doing. Like they came to, you know.
This is clearly, an act of provocation so that they can justify murdering these people in the streets.
And probably KLP too, specifically. As mentioned, he is very unliked in the police department. So the amount of times that he's, beaten the shit out of cops.
I mean, they just need to be less sore losers. Just square up, take your leg, shake hands, and go get a drink. Small town rules.
Not into it. They're not into that fucking ethos. That if only they were.
Maybe it's time to teach them to be into this post.
Yeah.
So do we meet up, or are we approaching from different angles, I wonder?
It's up to you guys. How do you want to do that? Like, how do you feel like your group would roll in on this situation?
I mean, personally, I feel like to make it so it's not as obvious, it would be rolling in different kind of streets to Grover. park. You know, like towners coming from, I don't know, one street, high speaks coming from another, that's kind of thing. Just looking like it's a coincidental meetup rather than
Okay.
planned.
Yeah, I mean, we could say, since he's not here, Towner and Mikey are gonna act like, oh, this is where Plastic Beach said they were gonna do a pop up. They said they were gonna be here today. Why aren't they here? That's so weird.
I would like to walk Polly.
Oh, that's
To
fine. I feel like you're tempting me to just actually have Plastic Beach have a pop up there, though. Like,
Oh,
Or just any food stand. Like we could just make one up. But they were
Oh.
there on the intel that there was gonna be food. Someone promised snacks.
of
what
course.
is there? What food snack is there?
Well, it's a skate park, so probably just like, junk food edibles. Hot dogs made of anonymous ingredients. Um, giant soft pretzels, very sugary sodas, that sort of thing. Chips, as far as the eye can see.
Where are the street stylers to teach these children to eat healthier foods?
Yeah, really.
And
Unfortunately,
then Tyson, the walking sugar man,
don't drink soda.
is not good for you.
It'll make you go crazy, and you'll get super strong.
I did
And
one
then
soda.
you'll
Look at
cry.
me.
Yeah, look what happened to me because I drank too much soda.
The
Don't be
8
like
foot
me.
tall, 14-year-old.
yeah.
I used to be a 7-year-old Asian girl. Now look at me. Because of soda, I'm Channing Tatum.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So do we all become Channing Tatum? Or
Yeah, I
what?
guess.
don't know.
Yeah, we're all Channing Tatum.
Okay.
Now. Even the ladies, the men, the babies, they all turned into Channing Tatum. So Grover National Park is one of just in the north side of the city. Is like a little green space with a skate park, one that has been kind of I'll say well maintained by the city. It's one of the reasons why the Bottlenose boys like to congregate there, because like it's just an okay place to hang out where people don't hassle them so much as they would deeper in the city. Plus, like generally speaking, people are usually pretty all right with mermen just hanging out there. It's not a whole ton of racism, so it's a place where they can just like gather up, pretend that they can skateboard, and like avoid getting into trouble so much. Like if they just want to chill out with their friends. Unfortunately, today it's also the site of a um, police raid, one that you guys have all been alerted. We will need to or should establish some of the scene aspects of this area. So we'll say that it, for example, let's change.
Feels kind of like it'd be tense.
There you go. So it has tents. There's civilians because it just is. It's grassy and it's radical. Um, what this means is there are times when you may want to invoke anything. You feel free to invoke any of those scene aspects. We will try to do that a little more often so that you guys can get, a feel for how the system is used in that regard. How long do you wait there exactly? You just like show up and just like sit around?
I feel like Claudia's gonna show up and just you know, maybe just talk around with the Bottlenose boys. I mean, I'm sure some of Clay and Lane's friends are here, probably.
So yeah, when it comes to the Bottlenose boys and how they're talking and how they're kind of like hanging out, the mood, the vibe, or whatever, they actually seem pretty um happy. Obviously, Big Brother KLP got out, but there's other things that they're talking about. Mostly, you hear them say that basically, like you hear one of them to the other, "Hey, like it's crazy. KLP learned how to read in prison, and he says he's gonna like teach us." And you hear another one who's like really chubby walk out, just like, "I don't need to know how to read. I only need to know how to feed." And he just takes a bite out of a burger. And then the other bottlenose boys just throw paper balls at him, and he just goes, and they're all just going,
I love that.
Yeah, they are currently being trolled and trolling him. But overall, that is like actually the tone, the vibe is like they seem like they are kind of like hopeful, like about the future. It seems like you can tell from the chatter that like it does sound like KLP, despite how he's acting, it is talking about how he's going to help them like do better, so that they don't go to jail, because his stint in prison apparently was very unpleasant. Even if he was the toughest guy there, he just didn't like it very much. And notably, you'll hear even one of them say like, I don't know about KLP with all this new age guru stuff. You know, he just keeps talking about how I saw so many like other mermen in prison. That's not right for you guys. But like, he already had his fun, and he's big and tough. Like, maybe when I get big and tough, then I'll go to jail, and then I'll learn how to read, and then I'll get out, and that'll be fine. But like before that, I gotta have fun. I mean, he just starts lifting like a shitty barbell. Like, I gotta get big. I gotta make these gains so I can be like Big Brother KLP. You know. It's a very shitty barbell, like, but it I guess it has weight, but it's like obviously rusty and has been left out. Probably not even balanced right. One of them tries to shake you down for some money, Claudia. He just keeps saying that he needs money to go buy snacks, but it's way too much. Obviously, he just wants money to spend on nonsense.
I mean, I'm not gonna resist.
Don't give one money because the rest of them are gonna want it. Now you fucked up. You are being swarmed by bottlenose boys that all want change. They keep claiming there's an ice cream truck just around the corner. They need that money now. So you are currently being swarmed by them.
Oh God.
But there is like a sort of as you're being like mobbed by children. They're all big and muscly, by the way, but they're also very uncoordinated. So they're just kind of like slamming around into each other, trying to jump up to get your attention. You notice that there is now like you were a little distracted. There is a large black van parked across the street from like the park, and a second van pulling up behind it. They are very heavily armored and they are unmarked. Where are the rest of you?
Ice Peak is in the park, but she's walking like a flat blanket dog by a leash.
Oh, right. The flat
Yeah.
blanket dog.
Yeah.
Enya's, she was doing calisthenics, but now she's gonna go on a jog to try to circle around to those vans that just showed up.
Mikey and Towner showed up together because again they were pretending to find food. Mikey would probably just let Towner know that he's gonna break off and Mikey's gonna go find Clint.
Okay. Yeah, Mikey, give me a gaze roll if you're trying to find Clint. Can't see him. Not even with a 5, you still can't see him. You have a good view of where you are, and it doesn't seem like he showed up.
Can I invoke my bloodline? Because it lets me automatically find hidden details, including hints and invisible targets.
Yes.
Yeah.
You want to invoke?
Yes.
You don't see him, but there's something that tells you that he's there. Just for some reason can't get a view on him. You get a general idea of the direction that he's in, which is somewhere to the west of the park, but actually seeing him for some reason isn't happening. The more you look, the more you realize that like there's no possible way that you wouldn't be able to just like spot him. Like, there's no explanation there. You just can't. But you know what direction he's in, and you know he's there, basically. Like there's something in the presence of that area that says like there is someone. I'll say it's like the feeling of knowing that someone's looking at you and you can't see them.
Okay. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, even with that, like straining to find him, just kind of knowing where he is good enough, and he'll. Mikey will start heading east if he's west.
Okay. Then you are set up towards the east. Clint is towards the west. Ice Peak is walking the dog. I guess Towner would be with you, right? Towner's with Mikey, isn't he?
He was, but I broke off to find Clint.
All right.
So Towner can be wherever we need to place him.
Okay. Where is Enya?
She was... Well, you know what? She's actually interested in what KLP's doing, so she's gonna be paying attention to his tracker.
He is on the other side of town. He has no idea what's about to happen. Nobody told him. So he's actually sitting in like it looks like a fast food restaurant.
Okay, she's gonna try to make her way towards the vans then.
Okay. As you approach the vans, you can feel a very heavy presence within them. Your time as an abyssal has taught you that survival is super important. Go with your gut. Right now, what your gut is telling you is that you are looking at what is basically the mouth of the cave in which a monster is waiting. And that monster are several armed men. You know that from the orders that were given. You know that they have come to do violence. And the closer you get, the more you can feel that sort of coming off in waves from those vehicles. So if you choose to approach them, like, you also know that it's going to get, like, dangerous.
Ooh.
Like, you can't see through the tinted windows and little armor slits, but they can most definitely see you.
Okay, she's not gonna approach all the way then. She's gonna try to go, like, parallel to whatever direction they're going.
Just give me 1 second. Just gotta finish filling out a sheet. In the meantime, you guys are all coordinating by Zeke, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Safe to assume also, I guess Clint is in contact by Zeke as well.
Yeah.
Could we have had Rust encrypt our Uzeeks so that we could communicate? I mean, I assume that there's some level of protection because these are police phones and there could be sensitive information on them.
For the cost of a fate point, you can absolutely do that.
I will definitely pay that.
Okay, you're encrypt. Then Rust in the past had definitely encrypted your conversations after letting you know that he can just peek on them. This is a way for you to protect your communication so that the cops can't just, backdoor their way into your your chat or read whatever files you have. In the future, having this kind of reinforcement security is probably going to cost you a little bit more time, but for now, they can't just like barge in and read what you're doing. He would probably focus on trying to reinforce like your data storage, and all that shit, so you don't have to worry about people hacking you in the future. But yes, he is a very thorough systems guy, so he will be working on that. Yes, a very good conversation, as you said, very good. So with all that in mind, I guess that is where we are, kind of stationed around these various areas. At that moment, just as you, Claudia, are kind of being swarmed, you hear a few of the kids scream. And one of them has already been put on the ground with their hands behind their back. Off in the distance, they were moving away and actually sort of approaching near the vans. They are the first child to get just taken down. It's like in the blink of an eye, the scene goes from sort of peaceful and fun to panicked because men in black body armor have emerged from those vans and begun to just sweep through the area. And these two vans are not the only ones. There are other vans that have been stationed around the park. In total, you're dealing with a squad of maybe as many as 30 officers. And they are all kind of dispatching from different directions. You are dealing with, you now recognize from the body armor that they're wearing and the various patches. This is not just a normal petty crime squad. This is the Armored Response Unit. They are dispatched specifically to deal with heavy armored mermen. They have armor-piercing rounds. They have very protective anti-acid coated like body armor. Also can sustain like various temperature changes and swaps. And they're even armed with you know this personally because you were informed of it as soon as you joined the police. They have like these chainsaw setups, like they're like buzzsaw arms, arm-mounted buzzsaws more or less, that can spring out and cut through something as dense as your shell. Just carve right through it. Like they have that in response to being able to just break in and take down. Originally, it was for Daganites, obviously, but the Armored Response Unit is not something commonly dispatched to deal with children, and they are currently swarming the park. You have one kid down, and you have now a whole crowd of kids around you that are very fucking scared. So regardless of where you are in the park, all of you, like you can hear the cries going out as these dudes are preparing to make a full sweep, and some of them are like racking shotguns or bringing out like you know, pretty sizable what look like electric shock rifles. Like they're like these big have these big barrels that are split in half that electricity is arcing through. These are like these are stun guns that are meant for leviathans usually. They have brought these out here for these kids too. It's a little overkill.
Yeah, this seems like overkill. Seems like big overkill.
And just as like one of them is, it looks like has their foot on the back of the bottlenose boy that's on the ground. You, Claudia, have a split second to do something about it. You in Japan learn that you have the ability to fling pieces of your shell, like shurikens almost, or throwing knives. Like you can just throw them out. So if you wanted to, you could throw one at this officer if you'd like.
Does it look like he's going to just oops and break a leg?
Yes, it looks like he's about to. He's actually holding a pistol in hand, screaming at the kid to stop resisting. The kid is clearly on the ground, not resisting. And then you hear him say, "This is your split-second decision. Suspect resisting. Opening fire."
Ooh, no. She's definitely going to porcupine that man.
Gonna porcupine him. You know what? Yeah, you can porcupine him. What? You roll martial arts expert. This is like basically a throwing knife type of thing.
Okay.
I'll say that you are definitely, you and your friends are definitely outnumbered here. Like the bottlenose boys are not fighters. So you can have the benefit of your experienced brawler stunt, and yeah, I think that, and you also have your slayer stunt as well. So this is an armored target, which means that he is considered to have one more armor than because of your slayer passive.
Okay.
You roll higher than he does. So I will say in that moment, you can, if you want, choose to pay a fate point to do more damage to this guy, or you could just like let it roll that you just like puncture him a bit with this, because with a 1 and then a 2, yeah, his armor is actually going to be able to soak that damage, unless you start invoking to like buff up past it. Otherwise,
Yeah.
he has a
I
+2
will-
armor against you.
Then I will buff it up with okay, fate points. And I mean,
You gonna pay some fate points? How many?
1 maybe.
If you do 1, he'll be down. No, if you pay 1, he will. That's like all his like stress. He has like 2 stress boxes. Pay more than that, you may be able to take him out. So if you pay 2, you could definitely take him out. Pay 1, he's gonna be injured. He's not gonna fucking, you know. I would say your safest bet is to pay 2 and just take him out. That would be my opinion. So
Yeah, I'm gonna just take this asshole out, and
all right.
I will invoke Voice Slayer
Mm-hmm.
and her motto, which just yells out, "No one can escape the law forever, not even other officers."
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah, good. Like you, with the fury of like an angry mother protecting a vulnerable child from like an actual murderer, like fling these shell knives at him. When they hit his armor, the first one just kind of bounces off of him, causing him to recoil a little, enough for him to like look up and say hostiles inbound, before like the second one just goes right through. Are you intending to do lethal damage to this man? I'll ask you before because I was about to say it just goes through his fucking head, but that's up to you.
uh,
It'll be messier if you do kill them for obvious reasons.
yeah, she's. I mean, it'll probably. It's just gonna be. Can I permanently disable? Can I permanently disable his shooting hand? Like,
Oh, yeah, I'll take that. We'll say that when you, if you like this idea, like you actually hit him on purpose to bounce him so that he would fling his hand up, and then the second, third, and fourth knives just all go through tendon, between bone, sever muscle, like completely disabling that arm and putting him. He's not gonna die, but he's gonna lose a lot of blood. Like, he's not playing piano again anytime soon. Does that sound fine with you? Like you basically
yeah,
basically are playing darts with him, and you made him like flinch so that you could like fuck him up real bad.
yeah, that sounds
Okay.
good.
Yeah, that guy. And we'll also say that there's a fifth one that is blunt and hits him in the head weird, so it like rings his bell. That way he is like pretty much taken out. Like, but the rest of them like see that and all raise their weapons and start aiming them at you and the children. There are 4 of them that are moving in, and they are moving like a SWAT team. They are not moving like regular cops. So Claudia, you are being surrounded. Like I'm guessing you try to put yourself in front of the kids, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
obviously.
you kind of like stand out in front of them, shielding them, and these cops are all moving in, and the rest of the team is getting ready to obviously respond to this situation. But they are all dealing with, like, Mikey, on your end, there is a team moving in on your side, on the east side. There is a team moving in from the south, and there's a team moving in from the north. Curiously, there is no team moving in from the west. Wonder what happened. But that is what you are dealing with right now. Like, you are all kind of being surrounded by these heavily armored cops. And yes, Rust is staring at you in the darkness like a black cat. That is where we are going to call it. This is where we're going to call the end of the session. To be continued.
Oh.
Yes, the gully thief is here. As you are all surrounded by this armored response unit, something that's sort of even above SWAT, honestly. You have found yourself like basically throwing your own bodies in the line of fire against very, 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 very horrible odds, with people who are armored specifically to do harm to you and these poor children.
Oh no.
Our boys. Our Dolphiny boys.
Yeah.
Yes, Dolphiny boy.
Uh.
I kind of love him.
He's just
Thanks, I hate
lonely.
it.
Feed him!
I'm trying to
With
be friends with him.
friendship!
I'm trying to be friends with him, but he won't let me turn on the light.
Let's see what else. So
Mikey-
we will. Yeah, what's up?
Oh, I was gonna say Mikey's gonna buy one of those like UV lamps you use for like seasonal depression, and just like tape it to his hat when he walks in, so it's just shining on him. And he's just gonna be like, okay, I can do this now.
Oh.
Oh.
So, what did happen in the fight between the two of them? Did they just come to, like, neutrality?
I mean, out of character, probably they realized that they wouldn't be able to win at this point, like neither one of them. So they're just like, we'll do this later. I gotta go eat.
Okay.
Because as you know, KLP eats a lot.
Okay.
And Santigold needs to eat gold, so it's a lifelong journey to find more gold to eat. Will the GM just gun down a bunch of kids and then say, "All right, guys, see you next week"? Who knows?